Pause. Unmute me. Unmute you. Ooh, no, unmute you. There we go. Okay. Level 4 exhaustion. Nevi, you're essentially dead.
No, 2 more points and he dies.
That's why I said
Yeah, I
essentially.
think so.
6 points of exhaustion is outright death.
Also, don't you get all sorts of, like, disadvantages and shit? He's
Yep.
gonna die
Yeah.
just in combat from, like, all those disadvantages.
He's got disadvantage on all ability checks from 1 level of exhaustion, half movement speed
Yeah, it's 6.
from 2, disadvantage on saves because of 3, and
Hit point maximum half.
yeah, hit point maximum is halved at 4.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
At 5, your movement becomes 0, and then if you get a 6th one, somehow you die.
You're dead.
Wow.
And it takes 8 hours of full rest for 1
Get rid
level
of
of
1
exhaustion.
point of exhaustion, yeah.
So I think if you had 5, how long would it take you?
I'm just imagining a character at 5 points of exhaustion, and they just get carried around everywhere, like, just piggybacking off everyone. Turn into a backpack.
The human backpack.
Okay.
Hey, need your inventory slots.
Welcome back to Die or Die, everybody.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun. We have cams again. Ignore all the candles. Those are from people that are no longer with us in the campaign. I made it sound like they died. They didn't die. Anyways. Well. I meant, like, out of character. I was like, they're no longer with us. Oh, wait a minute. That sounds like they died. Anyways. Which, again, if you want to play with us, feel free to Discord me or Paul, because we are now down to 3 players each game.
Yep.
What would you need about if we're joining? Well, I don't know necessarily what the party wants for this game, but the Seeds of Chaos one, I would appreciate a healer.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Tennis.
I mean, you.
Oh my
you could
god.
play a paladin or cleric or
Kenneth.
even bard. Why not bard too?
I'm sorry, but I don't trust Kenneth to save me. I feel like Kenneth is one of those dudes that's the moment I'm dying is the moment he's gonna be distracted by something shiny in the other room.
They're also spellcasters as well as healers.
Yeah, Druid as well. I mean, it's up to you.
You can
guys
play
will.
what you want, you just have a higher chance of dying, is the thing. You have a higher chance of dying if we don't have a healer.
Just make friends with Havo, he'll make sure you don't go down.
Just don't make friends with Havel better than Aza, because then you're dead.
Yeah, Havo ain't gonna protect you from Aza.
Anyways, so, back to Die or Die itself. Who wants to summarize what's led to this point?
Well, now. So basically, there were werewolves that were stealing children from local villages and stuff. And we went off in search of the werewolves, completely forgetting to get any weapons that were silvered. Which turned out to be okay because most of us had magic weapons. We found the werewolf den, and I think we actually got into another walker situation where we kind of just assumed they were hostile and went with that. But we've killed, like, you can see, you know, on the map, there's a whole bunch of dead wolves stuck in the wall. You know, we killed all the wolves, we killed a few werewolves. But we also beat up. I managed to save 2 of the werewolves with Spare the Dying, so that's been done. And everyone was helpful in the fighting except Elman, who had some rather comedic adventures with a battle axe, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Elman had an
So
emotional experience.
Yeah.
An
Yes, he
emotional
did.
breakdown.
Poor
But he made a
Elman.
Stupid act.
Poor Elman was not properly equipped for this encounter.
Nope, not at all. Although, really, I think it's more that just Paul rolled pretty terribly.
Yeah, that was just terrible. But
I mean, still. I mean, it's not far off for Elman just in character to truly not be equipped to use an axe. Just saying.
That's true.
But yeah, I mean, mechanically it was the rolls, but whatever. Same diff. I just realized, are we the same level in both campaigns right now?
No, in this campaign, I think we're a level higher because we're level 7 here.
Oh, okay.
I think we're a level.
I'm the DM and I don't know.
6
I'm the DM and I don't know what level you guys are at.
Well, I'm level 7, so that's good.
I am also level 7.
All right.
7.
So you defeated the wolves.
Yeah.
And now Kurdal has spared the two of them and is preparing to do his best, interrogation.
Mhm.
What does spare the dying do?
It makes it so they don't have to make death saves anymore.
So they're
Oh,
stabilized.
I know. I wanted the
Yeah.
chat to know.
So
if they didn't know.
basically, everybody, the two wolves are stabilized. They're unconscious. So you're gonna have to wait a while for them to wake up, but they're stabilized and they will wake up. I think it's like 4 hours or something like that.
Can we speed that up at all? By
Yeah.
poking them with sticks?
Yeah, I'd say.
You got a water
I'll
skin,
put them
dump
on
a
my
little bit out
bag,
on one of their faces.
Are
You're
we
good.
not in combat?
We should tie them up first, though.
Yeah, you're out of combat.
Okay. I'm gonna go over to one, and Jid is gonna stand sentry, so he's gonna stand over here and just look tough. I'm gonna poke with
What
the butt end of my dagger at the werewolf.
No.
Did you guys do any preparations before you start waking them up?
Let's
Tie them up first.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what's in a dungeoneer's pack because I'm pretty sure
I'm
there's
pretty
50
sure
feet
you've
of
got
rope.
like 50 feet of rope.
I think it's
Yeah.
50
Yeah.
feet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, 50 feet of hempen rope in a dungeoneer's pack. Yeah, I've got 50 feet of rope. So if we want to tie them up, by all means.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right.
We'll need to do it tightly too, just so that they don't so they don't have a chance to what was I saying?
Rope too.
Transform.
Yeah, so even if they
Yeah.
transform, they'll
Yeah.
still be bound.
Ah, great idea. Here, I have some rope if you need some more.
What if we like force them to eat silver or something? If that would prevent them from transforming.
It would slowly poison them.
Your voice,
Yeah.
your voice,
Lethal to a werewolf.
your voice surprises me every time.
It's crappy. It's crappy, I know.
Fuck yay. Anyways, all right. So you start poking at them. They're tied up tight and stuff. I'm assuming Jit would try and make sure that it's tied in a like excessive way, like they're basically mummies. So they're pretty secure even if they try to shift, unless they're like some sort of mutant freakish strength or something. So yeah.
Yeah.
While we're waking them up,
Well,
I'm
they
gonna
should
have my...
also be like just like really
While we were setting up, I had my skeletons repositioned to their current locations.
Okie dokie.
Oh yeah, did everyone heal from the last? I rolled for. I did a healing spell at the end of the last encounter. Did everyone heal their hit points by that much?
Yeah, I remember adding the 10 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm
Did
not
you
sure
guys
about
edit?
Jit,
I was gonna
but
say, did it get added to Jit?
I'm not sure. I didn't see it
Probably.
for- No, I don't think it did.
And you can't heal my skeletons because they're undead, so healing magic doesn't work on them.
That is true. At least it doesn't damage them though. I think it did get added to Jit. I think Jit was in the middle of the fighting. He took quite a few.
Yeah, but he's not that bad.
Alright. So they start waking up unless you guys are doing anything else.
No, I think that should just about do it.
I'm gonna kind of hover over him, kind of weapons ready. So kind of ready in action if they do anything
Are you readying the battle
out of
axe?
sorts. No, fuck no. I threw that. I threw that down the hallway this way. It was coming close to hitting one of those what was it? Orcs? That
You had one of my skeletons over there, so
Yeah.
if you threw it back toward one of my skeletons, obviously my skeleton picked it back up and now is holding it over there.
Oh my
Oh, yeah.
god.
Didn't the skeleton pick it up and actually fight with it?
Yeah, I think it did.
And dealt 3 points of damage with it.
Yeah.
Right,
true.
right. That was fun.
So the one with full health has the axe.
So you're all
That's it.
intimidatingly surrounding them. You're ready to fight again if you have to.
Yep.
Alright. Makes sense. Alright. Sorry, I saw the wolves in the wall and I laughed.
Wall hack.
Didn't you know there's a new species out there? Wolf walkers. Wolf wall walkers. So they start waking up and they're like very confused and they're like, just
I would assume
looking
they're also not
around.
feeling that- They shouldn't be feeling that good either.
Yeah, no, they're like their eyes are narrow, like they're like hungover or something. Like they're not looking good. And they're looking around. They don't say anything though. They're both in human form, by the way. I don't know if I specified that, but once they went unconscious, they went back to their human form.
And they were stealing
Good
children.
evening. Yep.
They were what?
They were kidnapping children.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry. You were saying something.
No. They're just looking around. They don't say anything.
Alright. Evening.
They're just looking at you. They don't give you a response.
I suggest you thank that dwarf there because he's the reason you both are still alive.
One of them spits at you when you say that, Miles.
Charming. No, I feel I should tell you why we're here. You've been stealing children from the local villagers.
And
And we're here to get them back.
what do you want from us?
Well, obviously the children, and probably your word that that you and your pack will never try this sort of thing again.
Or your heads. Personally, I hear werewolf pelts are very warm in the winter.
Well, don't worry. When Kiro comes back, y'all will be dead. This is all one, by the way. One of them is doing all this talking. The other one is still silent.
Can we just kill him now? They're not gonna listen. They're not gonna give us any information.
You guys have too many children.
They already gave us information. They told us that someone is in charge.
Hey, and that he's not here right now, and that he's not present right now. Who is this hero?
Can I get up close to one and bop him on the head with my the pummel of my blade?
Which one? The one who's been talking or the one who's been silent?
Which one has been talking?
That's Bianca.
Which one is
Bianca,
Bianca, the top one or the bottom one?
the bottom one.
Okay.
Which,
Okay,
despite the
yeah.
token, she's white furred, by the way. I don't know why her wolf token is the generic black one, but she's white fur.
I'm gonna
Which
bop her
one?
on the head and say, Strahd, where's your master? What is he doing and what does he want? How the fuck do we get out of here?
What are you
I
talking?
think
What?
maybe I think you may be asking questions a little above her pay grade.
What are you talking about? Why'd you just call me Strahd? I'm Bianca, not Strahd, fucker.
I turn to Miles, kind of like lean over and look at Miles. I'm just gonna, and I walk away. Kind of mad. I want to just stab him. I just kind of move back a little bit.
All right.
Turtle said, you can see him. You can see the attitudes of you can see the attitudes of my companions, but I don't particularly feel. I don't particularly feel a need to kill any of you.
I do.
I do. Sorry.
I know. We've already discussed this. So, what I want to know is, where are the children you've been kidnapping?
I mean, you didn't need me for that. They're just down the den.
Alright, what have you been doing with them?
Making more werewolves.
Ah, should have guessed.
You can't have
Now,
that.
tell me about this, what is his name? Kaiser or something?
You mean
This leader of
Kirill?
yours?
Kirill's my
Kirill?
mate. And he's
Ooh.
gonna kill you all.
Mm-hmm.
The other one looks visibly uncomfortable by the whole situation, and Bianca's defiance, and then Bianca's just crabby, like he's gonna
Okay.
fucking kill you.
Hurdle will look at the other one and, notice this and go, like, I see. And do you share her enthusiasm? Considering how thoroughly you all lost this particular encounter.
I just watch over the children. I don't want to get involved in this drama. She can speak for herself. She's
Then maybe you can answer the question.
second in command. Only if you promise that Kirill won't kill me, because I'm not about to go against Kirill either.
Is he the alpha of the pack?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's some debate. He's the only one in charge who's around.
Around? What do you mean by around?
I mean, nobody knows where Emil is.
Alright, then
The hell is
who is
Emma?
Emma?
Emil was another leader. There was a fight,
Surprised that a fight left him alive.
Well, we don't know if
seemed-
he's alive. Strahd took him away to end the fight.
Oh, okay.
Who's saying this? The girl?
The one who had been quiet.
This
Oh,
one.
okay.
So who would be taking charge of the pack if this Krezel guy were to fizzle out?
You mean Kirill?
I can't remember. I keep forgetting his name. My apologies.
Isn't it whoever kills the guy in charge?
No, we're not savages.
You don't.
Ooh, me.
It's
No,
not.
he says that under his breath.
It's not Wolfpack rules.
We just, I mean, Kirill's in charge. Emil tried to take control, and Strahd took him away.
You work for Strahd, right?
I suppose Bianca is next in charge, because she's his mate.
You all work for Strahd, right?
It's complicated. We don't really
Yeah.
work for him necessarily.
Then why did Strahd take? Your
Strahd
friend?
likes to get involved.
Can I do
noticed
an
that
insight?
about him.
You were both talking at the same time. What?
Sorry. I was, was she saying this on the bottom?
No, the
No,
top
one's
one.
talking.
Oh, okay.
No, we've been
So
doing that.
basically, the top one is the cooperative one. The bottom
Yeah.
one is the defiant one.
Can I see, an insight check on her to see if she's not telling us the truth, mainly about working with Strahd?
Sure. Roll.
I want to see if she's completely clueless or she knows something and is not telling us.
Well, she just cares for the children.
Roll for
The chick.
insight.
10.
I mean, she seems pretty forthcoming. I mean, you could tell even with a 10. I mean, she's not hiding things. She's terrified of you guys for good reason.
I suppose another question I could ask is if there's anyone else home, right?
Um,
Or, aside from the 3 that unfortunately I wasn't able to save.
hold on, what's her name?
Oh, there actually is.
Just Zulika. She's not gonna fight you.
Oh, really? The rest of you seemed fairly eager.
Well, she is not allowed to leave that room. She's Emil's mate.
Ah, maybe we should just be speaking to her too. Can you show us where she is? I'm assuming that she's well enough to like be dragged places and whatnot.
Oh
Not that
my
I seem to
god.
love to walk, but-
I mean, I could show you, but I'm kind of tied up.
All right.
I'm gonna grab the rope and I'm gonna lift her to her feet. So she's
Yeah.
standing.
Good
Just-
idea.
We'll have Jit carry her.
There, start walking.
Alright, Jit hears that and he flies over here. It's this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm imagining Jit just holding onto the rope and walking her like some sort of lawnmower type situation.
Or a dog on a leash.
Kurdal, meanwhile, is going to grab like the free end of Bianca's thing and pull her along.
And she's like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
I'm not gonna leave you here alone.
Well, don't drag me. What the fuck?
You might want to consider being more cooperative in the future.
Just kill me then.
Why?
Hey, you can't fight that. She said to kill her, so and I kind of want to kill her.
There's no fun in killing them if they want it.
True. I could do this. And can I do an intimidation check? Like a physical intimidation check? Just kick her in the stomach?
Sure.
Alright.
And deal no damage because it's a non-magical attack.
You're right, it doesn't. Not me dragging her doesn't do any damage either.
20.
That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt.
I know, it's still funny though.
A 20 on the intimidation
Yeah,
check?
she's pretty intimidated. She
Gotta roll for,
she
like,
stops
a-
talking.
Alright,
Okay.
so is this Zulika up here?
Yeah, that's her.
Alright, so yeah, we'll help the other one. I forget the other one's name. And I'll drag Bianca along.
I'm gonna follow
to this
behind
chamber.
my two skeletons flanking me.
I will not drag her up the stairs though. I'll actually pull. I will lift her up the stairs instead of dragging her.
I will
Nice enough
hang.
like that.
I will hang in the back. I'll be the last line of defense in case she gets away from him and starts running. Because I get the feeling she would probably run out, which would have to be through me.
She'd probably she'd also run it because being dragged along. So,
How long did you wait, by the way? Did you just do it right away? Or when you woke them up and stuff? Or did you just... Or were you sitting around, I mean? Or did you wake them
It
up
would've
right
been about
away?
10 minutes.
All
It would've
right.
been about 10 minutes because I cast the prayer of healing,
Okay.
which takes about 10 minutes to cast.
Okay. Carry on.
Okay.
Do you want me to read the description of the room? I'm
Sure.
assuming you're just going straight to that room. There's nothing noteworthy in the other middle room,
Sure.
really.
Yep.
I am
we are
wondering
being-
what all the were-ravens are, and
We are
is this
being-
another wolf?
We are
Or is
also
it the
being
same
led
wolf?
here specifically.
Jit is gonna follow the cooperative one, and Elman is gonna stand behind the. What was the fussy one? What's her name?
Bianca.
Bianca.
Bianca is gonna follow Bianca. Of course, it's
So you're hanging with Miles, and you're gonna watch Bianca.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Bianca should end up like right here, right behind Kurdo.
Alright, if Blue can just take all of our tokens as it is and move us up there. I can't move the wolf token.
I can move Jet.
Sure. I can move.
Yeah.
Jet's probably like right there.
Alright.
Maybe more like right there, actually.
So put Bianca in front of me and then,
Yeah, Bianca needs to be like in front of me and Elman.
yeah. We're in poking distance. I wanna poke, stabby, McStab.
Is that good?
Yeah, cool.
Okay. Rough-hewn stairs lead down to a torchlight cave in a bizarre sight. Wide-eyed children stand behind wooden bars and stare at you in terrified silence. The cave holds 6 wooden cages, their lids held shut with heavy rocks. 2 of the cages are empty, and each of the others holds a pair of frightened children. A crude wooden statue stands between the cages. It bears the rough likeness of a wolf-headed woman draped in garlands of vines and night flowers. Piled around the statue's base is an incredible amount of treasure. A woman in shredded clothes kneels before the statue. Behind the statue, 2 maggot-ridden corpses hang from iron shackles bolted to the wall.
Yeah.
Charming.
Is this the one that's kneeling?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I wonder how she reacts to seeing me dragging Bianca along, into the room.
So she turns around.
Mhm.
She's in human form, by the way. I don't remember if I said that. And
Mhm.
she's pretty good at making a poker face, honestly. She looks pretty nonplussed. Is that how you say it? Nonplussed? I don't know. She's not very, like, heavily reacting.
Okay.
She just watches, waiting for you guys to explain what you're doing or what you want or whatever.
What's this one doing in the corner?
That's a child.
That?
That
Oh,
is.
okay.
That is.
Well, I think we found the children at least.
Oh, it's one off. I was like, wait, he's in the middle. There, close enough. There,
Oh,
he's in there.
Okay.
It's a child wolf.
That, I guess the child wolf, what does their face look like? Does it look like there's some kind of emotion, or are they dead-eyed Borovians?
I mean, well, first of all, he's in a full wolf form, not hybrid form.
Oh,
So
okay.
he's
Like
more of
Rocky.
animalistic features. But, I mean, he doesn't look happy, but he doesn't look like he seems upset, I guess, as much as you could see from a wolf. I mean, he's caged and everything. It's like a dog in a shelter type of thing.
Are these like wooden bars with space in between them?
Yeah, just wooden bars. Not enough,
Okay.
like, for anyone to get through except Jit, but, you know, bars, wooden, with rocks on top, holding the lid or whatever.
What do these kids look like? The other kids.
They just look like scared, normal children.
Okay. We'll get you out of here soon, kids.
There's a
As soon as we-
variety of ages, too.
Okay.
Zuleika, I presume?
Yes.
Well, you may have gathered, we had a group of adventurers who were sent here to free the children. I presume we're not going to have any problems with that.
Well, I can't really let them go unless you promise to kill Kirill, because he'll kill me.
Kill
What
who?
are the others, you know, like, does that sound reasonable to you?
I didn't hear that. Kill who?
Kirill,
The one that
the
this one's afraid of.
The alpha.
alpha, Bianca's mate.
The alpha.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we kill-
it's complicated. It's
We kill
alpha.
Bianca too.
I mean, I'm not
I'll
one
kill
for
her in
killing.
front-
I'm not one for killing, but I mean, I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah. Alright, we'll go after this alpha. That
I have
sounds good.
nothing personal against Bianca.
I'm curious how there came to be, how you all ended up coming to be living out here as opposed to, and everything though.
And why are you so willing to sacrifice your own kind?
Yeah.
Well, Carol.
You need to justify why this one in particular needs to die. And
well,
you can't just say
And why
because
we
he's
don't just
superior
kill
because
you
he'll
all?
kill you otherwise.
well, if you don't kill him, he'll kill me, is why I want him dead. If you're going to take the children,
What's gonna stop you from taking more children? You'll be the new leader.
I'm not going to be the leader.
Well, whoever's gonna be the leader. is
Yeah,
gonna take
it's
more
going to
I'm
be
children.
guessing you're
friends.
talking about Emil, right?
Emil.
You said, but she said that Strahd took him away. Colonel gestures to the cooperative werewolf.
I don't know where Emil is. I don't even know if he's alive.
Oh.
My guess is he's being kept in the castle if he is alive. Emil, I mean, that's why he got taken, because Emil didn't want to take all of these children.
Oh, so was it Strahd who ordered you to do this?
No, Strahd isn't a direct person in charge of us, but
Well, that's good at least.
he supported Kirill over Emil.
I see.
Kirill believes that the best way to keep our pack strong is to keep taking children and having them fight to find the fittest, and those that survive become werewolves to keep your line pure.
Survive?
Yes. We have the
They've been throwing
arena.
them into they've been throwing them into an arena. Strongest only survivor is the one who gets turned.
Yeah. We
Going
have the
to-
arena
going to the
upstairs. We have the arena upstairs.
Whoa. I put my knife closer to the one in front of me, and I look at Kurdoff. Well, you're a man of the cloth, and these are denizens of the night. And nothing good is coming out of this, and it's just going to be a repeated cycle of more werewolves.
As a fellow denizen of the night, I propose this. If we kill this alpha for you, this Kirill,
Kirill.
I'm just gonna call him by a different
Kiril. Kirill.
oh, there's an L. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Kirill.
Mhm.
Okay, if we kill Kirill, you will set the children free. You may turn me, and when we eventually face Strahd ourselves, will you aid us? Or you will aid us.
Wait, what was that about turning who?
I ignore him.
Jit goes, oh, I want to be a werewolf.
Oh, ignore the small one.
Jit. I look at Jit.
No more werewolf. No one is being turned into a werewolf today. We are decreasing the number of werewolves that we have to deal with.
Do you have something against our kind?
Something against anyone who's stealing children and making them fight to the death.
Jake goes, I won't take children. I like kitty. I just want to be a werewolf. I can't do his accent.
No,
Actually, I do. Kurt all of a sudden, stroke his beard. I had heard that werewolves were unable to control their lycanthropic side.
I
But
step up.
You all seem to be able to do it somewhat better.
Well, perhaps you've just heard the legends and not the truth.
I step up next to Kurt Hall and I say, I've been living with something much worse than lycanthropy for most of my entire life. I think I
You
can
know how
handle
hard it's been to work with you as a result of that. I am not going to let you add that being a werewolf on top of that. You don't even know how that would mix with the thing.
True, I don't.
Well, so why would you want to do it?
No one's becoming a werewolf.
Why can't I become a werewolf?
Because you're an idiot.
Shut up.
Because if one of them were to bite
Did you just
they
call
would
me an
kill
idiot?
you.
He just called me an idiot. You're
Wait,
letting him be a
don't
werewolf,
worry,
but
no.
I'm not me, and he's the one who's calling me names.
I'm keeping an eye out on Bianca and the one in front of the statue.
Look,
Well, it's getting crazy.
we're definitely taking down the alpha. That goes without saying.
We'll
Anyone
kill the
who would
alpha.
do that to children
Well,
is someone who's on
We
the
will kill the
top.
alpha,
And
you will
anyone-
aid us when we fight Strahd.
Well, and anybody who insists on helping Kirill when you're fighting him, obviously.
Obviously. Although I would like you to try to call down on them to stand down. I have no more. I've killed too many people in this land. I have no intention to. I don't want.
Nobody listens to me.
Well, at least you won't be down for trying. For
I'm-
not trying.
I'm not even allowed to leave this room.
Well,
Says
that's the
who?
first thing that's going to change.
Under whose authority are you not allowed to leave this room?
Kirill's,
Kirill.
I would assume.
Yeah, Kirill.
Where is Kirill?
That's a good
Probably
question.
probably out hunting.
Is he
Any
coming
idea
back
when he'll be
here?
back?
No, I don't know. I stick to praying to the Mother Night for guidance on fighting Elman. I don't pay attention to the politics of the pack, and I don't need to, considering that nobody lets me do anything anyway.
You two take up positions halfway toward the entrance. If anything starts moving in, run back here and you warn us.
I'm assuming you're talking to skeletons.
Yeah, I'm talking to my skeletons.
When you first did it, I was like, wow, he's bold, commanding other party members. And then it hit me like, oh, that's his skeletons.
Miles is behind me, so I kind of look at him with cock-eyed head, and like, is he talking to me? And then,
And then immediately beside you, both the skeletons start walking.
Right now.
Anyhow.
Where
We'll take up positions right there. at the
where
top.
will Kirill come in when he comes back from hunting?
Well, there's a cave. It's only got one entrance, right?
Yeah, there's only one entrance.
Where
One
does
way
he
in and one
go?
way
Where's
out.
his sleeping area?
Behind the flesh curtain.
Where was that?
Um,
That sounded really dirty. You say flesh curtain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that totally sounds dirty.
I imagine it's probably this dotted line thing over here.
so,
Okay.
I'm just,
so,
I'm just
so you
speculating.
you see that area right before the stairs in the back?
Before the stairs in the back.
Oh, here?
Yeah, that
Okay.
room.
Oh,
And
that's
so
the flesh curtain
the
over
entrance,
there.
the entrance to that room has a curtain in front of it.
Okay.
That's made of human flesh, apparently. Or
Yes.
flesh of some.
No, it's made of human flesh.
Uh,
Alright,
It's a 10-foot wide tunnel, 10-foot high, covered, and it's the whole thing is has a flesh curtain, the 10 by 10.
Well,
Or-
I've got skeleton lookouts watching right there at the top of the steps. So if anything comes into this cave, it has to go through them. So as soon as they see something, I told them to come running back.
Alright,
Look, we're gonna need some kind of ambush. We're gonna need to be sneaky about this, because there's one way in, one way out. He's going probably into that room.
Yeah, there's no way you'll surprise him if there's no pack
Yeah.
member at the front.
Bullshit.
Do you have a method that this one can use to actually hurt your kind?
Yeah.
What?
Oh wait, they wouldn't have that. Why would they have that?
Yeah, why would
You
we
don't-
just have silver weapons laying around?
I don't mean silver. I mean, can your claws damage each other?
Good God, you're asking me complicated questions here. I don't fucking know.
I'm just asking, can a werewolf hurt another werewolf?
I
I
would assume so.
I would guess. I guess.
Okay, so as soon as I'm told yes to that question, I'm going to turn to Elman. I'm gonna say, you don't like her clip her nails.
Is there? There's
that's not
dead. There's dead werewolves all in the cave where we were fighting, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go back down there and chop off an arm.
Although they're back in human form, the werewolves. When they die, they go into their human form.
They die as themselves.
So if I was to cut off Bianca's arm, would it go back to human form?
She's human now, isn't she?
Yeah, and
Oh,
we're not
yeah.
gonna be. I don't think we should be, slicing off
Shit.
parts of our prisoners. No, we
I'd
need to
say
have
there's
something-
no, like, if you cut the arm off, it wouldn't stay as a werewolf arm. I think the only way that you can actually get the claws is if you declaw her straight up
Yeah.
and not just chopping the arm.
Alright. Well, I have nothing, but I'll at least be the scout. I can go at the front, hide in the corner, and let you know if he comes in.
Sounds like that's what Miles wanted in the first place, was to declaw her.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave here with
she's-
werewolf claws, even if I have to take them from,
Bianca.
yeah, even if I have to take them from Bianca if she tries to fight back once we're killing her husband.
Yeah.
And if I don't, then so be it. I would like to leave here with werewolf claws. At least Miles would.
Yeah, that would be cool. I'm not opposed to chopping off her arm, but if it's in human form, then never mind.
I
So
mean,
I'm
maybe
just
you can do
gonna-
something to force her into werewolf form, but who says if you'll have control?
I am going to. Where am I?
Kurdal is having none of this, basically.
I'm gonna stand there. Hold on. As soon as I can see what I'm
What
doing.
happens if you smack a werewolf with a torch?
You smack a werewolf with a torch.
Yeah.
No, one that's lit.
I would assume that it would be kind of like dragging, the same idea where it hurts, but it doesn't actually do permanent damage.
Annoyance, very, very minor burns.
Because burn doesn't count as magical still, so
Mm,
they would burn like the feeling and stuff, but it wouldn't be like a permanent wound.
Yeah, it would heal almost immediately after.
Okay.
It would be a very good torture device because you wouldn't kill them with it.
Well, we're not gonna torture.
Sure. Blue.
Not on Curdle's
Uh,
watch.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Too bad that conversation happened out of character. Ghidorah would have jumped at the word torture.
What were you gonna say, Paul?
I'm gonna go right here on this uh right risen ledge, right? Is that
Mhm.
what this is?
Mhm.
I'm gonna stay at kind of on my belly at the second or third, you know,
So you're
stair.
just peeking over the top.
Yeah, and I want to be stealthy and hide. I
Okay.
would like to hide. So stealth check, right?
Um.
Stealth.
Yeah. Yeah. By the
You
way,
still
is anybody
Hmm.
looting the cave, or are you just leaving it until you're done with the job?
unless there's a magic weapon sitting there, I think we should leave it.
Yeah.
Uh, let me see.
When you say treasure at the base of the statue,
Oh.
do you mean just a giant ass pile of coins, or are there other things like vases and jewels and weapons? Or is it just a shitload upon a shitload of coins?
The treasure is coins, gemstones, jewelry, fancy cloak, ivory, uh, fancy stuff like that, engraved shit, uh, stuff like that.
So yeah, just more or less stuff that not anything that'd be useful for us right now.
Not that we know of. That cloak could be magical for all we know.
You do, on your way back to that ledge, Elman, you notice
Mhm.
that by a now dead campfire, there is an electrum, was it a loot?
Yes.
What campfire? This campfire? We're over here?
Um, let me,
This one?
no, in this area here.
Oh. Okay.
There's a dead campfire. That's
Okay.
where you heard the music coming from before you. Wait, now I'm second doubting myself. Hold on, give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Z3. Oh, I guess you were right. It is that campfire that's showing up. I was
Oh.
turned around. By that campfire is an electrum flute. That's what it is.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I will take that electrum flute and put it in my equipment.
And with there's a pouch of 450 gold gemstones.
Okay, hold on.
450 golds worth of gems?
No, 450 gold gems.
Oh, 450 gold. Okay, so it's 4 gems that are all worth 50 gold. Yeah.
Okay, let me put that.
That's with the flute. So now you have a proper musical instrument.
For your level in Bard.
Woo.
Alright, I added that. I would like to clear the bodies out of the way of the entrance to the cave and put them in this water. Is it deep?
It's. I don't think it's very deep. Let me double check, but I don't think it's deep.
You said we're
Okay.
not going to be able to surprise this Colonel when he arrives.
Kirill would not be surprised
Why not?
because there's no guards on post.
Can we prop their bodies up?
I mean, you can
Make it look
try. They also
That's a
are in
good idea.
human form, so it'd still be fishy because they're naked humans. But
Yeah, not much point to that.
What if we put these two up as guards?
I mean, you can try. I can't guarantee it'll work or not.
Why don't we also try take as much of a rest as we can, just to regain spells and hit points.
I wouldn't mind a rest.
I don't know how long it'll be until he returns, but we could take as much of a rest as possible. if that ends up being long, all the better.
Yeah.
The water, excuse me, the water, I found it. It's actually 10 feet deep, so I guess it is pretty deep.
Okay.
Not
Alright,
bad.
I want to put some bodies in there.
Make
You
a
can
strength
put all-
check.
Okay. It's not gonna be good because I have a 9 in strength.
And well, you are a halfling, so
Yeah.
I'm sure if given enough time, you can make it work.
14.
But
Or
I don't
also,
think you'll have a problem.
if you just yell, we would hear you.
Yeah.
You
was
get like
14.
one body, and it was a wolf body too, not even like a human. Like it was just a smaller
Like,
wolf.
I'm panting.
How many bodies have I done? That was the first.
You hear him grunting the whole time. Just like down the cave, you hear a bunch of dramatic grunts.
You
Yeah, I'm
seem
gonna
to
go-
be the best at talking, but I'd rather stay here just in case. Jit, would you like to go and check on our halfling friend?
Ooh, that sounds fun. I can go and see if I can eat some more wolf.
I guess Jit's gonna go find me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jit comes down to you, and between the two of you, it's not very difficult to get the bodies because Jit's like strong.
Alright.
I-
I'll tell
I-
Jit.
That the only reason I made you do the check is because your strength is at 9.
Yeah. I totally understand. I'm like, hey Jit, come on, we gotta get these dead bodies. And I say it quietly, so I keep myself, almost like a whisper. Jet, we need to get these bodies and put them in that water. Help me.
Okay. Oh my god. I just realized something. Jit has the shrinking powers.
Then they're not
Oh,
alive
yeah.
anymore.
They're objects now.
Technically.
So you start to grab a body thinking you're grabbing like the arms and he has the legs or something like that. And then all of a sudden, it slips out of your grasp and you realize like, oh. And it's like
now.
a tiny like doll now.
Awesome.
Yay, Jit's helping.
And then he flies over, dumps it in the water, and as it's falling down, it turns back into its normal body and, like, belly flops in type of thing. Although
Alright.
it's still kind of floating, because bodies float, and you
Y'all
guys...
float down here.
You guys didn't think to, like, tie rocks to them or anything, so they're just floating in the water.
They'll sink eventually. Once they get waterlogged, they'll sink.
All right.
So, yeah.
So we,
Basically, in the time that Jit disposes of all of the bodies, you move one more small wolf corpse.
so we can't surprise him because there won't be guards on post. We probably can't use these two, mainly because this one is going to blow our cover. Well,
Yeah.
we might not keep the element of surprise, but so long as we can attack from an angle he doesn't see coming, it would work nonetheless, whether he's ready for it or not.
What we really need is we need to pick an area that we block off so that they can't get behind us. And honestly, this area here looks pretty good for that.
Yeah, that's why I went to the front. I kind of explained to you guys before I left that we
I
need
did-
to get somewhere where we have an element of
Or-
surprise.
Oh, how about here? This is the only way up, and unless they are these climbable?
I mean, the ledge I don't think is that high. I
Are you
think
talking about?
Well, we can just block
This
like
area
we can
over
just
here?
stand like we
Yeah.
can block these two spots here. I
the
guess.
only thing that's unclimbable is the actual cave walls.
Okay. So if we hold these these areas here, the most we'll ever be facing, 2 opponents at a time. It's not great, but
A bottleneck
You're
is
gonna
the
re-
bottleneck.
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna relay that
So,
message
I'd
to
say, by the way,
Jet.
you've been in this cave about half an hour minimum at this point. Probably more
Do
like
we get the
45
effects of
minutes.
Do we get the effects of a short rest?
If you're actually resting.
Or not doing
Yeah,
anything
we
aside from
can,
talking?
ready.
The only people who aren't resting at the moment are Jin and Elman.
That's why I said if you're actually resting. Alman is not resting. He
No,
is straining.
I'm back to full HP after one hit that I used.
Nice.
Nice.
I am gonna move. Not seeing anyone. Me and Jet are gonna move up to. Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. Over here. Back up until we come to. Well, we're gonna go back and talk to them.
Does Cornell have a weakness that we can exploit? Like an ego or rashness, lack of thought? Besides your classic silver?
I mean,
Anything
I
special
mean,
to him?
I'm not fond of Kirill. He's rash, egotistical, everything. And then Bianca goes, "Oh, shut up, bitch."
The only bitch here that needs to shut up is you, Bianca.
Yeah, right.
Elman was weak. He would have destroyed or not Elman. God, I have Elman stuck in my head now. Emil was weak. He would have destroyed our pack. So you can't call Kirill names. At least he keeps us together. And then she responds, "Well, at least I'm not the one tied up."
Yeah, Colonel will say that is that. His actions were ill-conceived. They were just asking for a reprisal.
And then
I
the
wonder
other
kind of,
girl,
no.
the other girl looks like she's ready to like cry from the drama going on while they're tied up. And she's like, "Really, Bianca? Really? You're really gonna aggravate this situation?"
I want to
Colonel says, the only reason why we're here is because Emil has launched his attacks.
You mean Kirill?
Sorry, Kirill. Because Kirill has launched his attacks.
You're all gonna hear Miles say to no one in particular, "I want to cut out her tongue too. Just shut up. Let this go. We'll get it later."
Hey guys. Oh, look. I haven't seen anything yet. He's not back. So we need to figure out a position we can surprise him as much as we can.
You walked past my 2 soldiers, right?
Yes.
There's 2 entrances on either side of a pillar in the cave. We can fortify that location.
Good.
Miles, can you raise any more of those things without giving up more of your spells?
No, that would require my magical capabilities.
So I'm gonna go over here. And
You can't cast the undead thing as a ritual?
I don't think Animate Dead has the ritual tag. Let me double check that. Does Animate Dead have the ritual tag? Let's find out.
It's kind of interesting, amusing to animate a couple of werewolves for our defense.
Do you mean the ones that are
doesn't
floating in the river
Seem like
Yeah.
like a bobbing apple pool? But
it
it's-
doesn't say that. Lily, that's up to you. That's a question that you would have to answer. Could
If it doesn't
Miles-
say ritual on it, then it's not a ritual compatible spell.
Okay, I didn't think so.
Oh well.
I don't actually have any spell that can be cast as a ritual.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna wait for him to come in. I'm ready. I'm ready.
No, is a ritual.
All right. I recommend we rest for a bit and until he shows up. Let's keep your ears peeled. You'll hear him moving through the cave long before we see him.
Should I have my scouts move up closer to the entrance?
Nah, I think that I had an idea as we were moving through here. Come with me, and he'll move over here.
Okay.
So, what my recommendation is to have your scouts hold this, try to hold this area here for as long as they can, while we position ourselves here. Me and you will stand shoulder to shoulder here, and we'll yield the spells to attack at a range.
Fair enough.
Then Jit and Bellin can hold up themselves over here. And then swing in and hit him from the flank if they decide to climb up this way. Oh, also, Kurtle will ask that Zuleika how many more people we're expecting.
How many are hunting with Colonel? Or Colonel?
6. Kirill.
Kirill, whatever.
Colonel.
Just call him Colonel, like a popcorn kernel. There's 6 werewolves and 9 wolves, and then Kirill.
Jeez.
Alright. I'm gonna need to use my I can use my spiritual guardian to help with that, at least.
I have some of my magical capabilities. I don't have too much more left in me to cast more undead or anything more powerful than that.
Well, you have some some cantrips left, though, right?
I always have my cantrips, and I've got a few
that
of
should
my less powerful spells.
That should be enough. Well, we'll have to hold it enough. What I'm really hoping is to be able to kill Kentucky Fried Chicken and then engage, and then get the rest of them to surrender.
That was my idea as well. Focus fire on him, and once he goes down, everyone else should fall into place.
Mm-hmm.
Zulika chimes in. I mean, there's a good chance that a lot of them are willing to negotiate once Kirill is out of the picture.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm also gonna try to make this a fight about him and us. See if we can draw him to the front of the pack.
You did tell us that he was brash and egotistical.
He's not stupid either, though. You'd have to be very careful about how you do it.
Mm-hmm.
A challenge is a challenge, though, to anyone egotistical. Proof that they're the most powerful.
We'll see. He did not become chief by being stupid, though.
Agreed.
It would depend on your terms. He's not gonna fight the whole group alone.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. It would need to be single combat.
And I think that we have an edge in tricking him into doing that. Kurdal looks at Jit.
What do you want me to do? I just sound stupid trying to do his accent.
No, that's fine.
Well, I'm just saying. All I'm saying with this is that if we, he's most likely to accept it. You know, if we challenge him to defeat you, he's most likely to underestimate you.
Oh, and then I can kill the wolf by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And hey, maybe during the fight you'll become a werewolf.
The chick goes, ooh.
It is a necessary, it is a necessary risk.
And then chick goes, yeah, risk. Mm-hmm. What, Paul?
In my thieves' tools, I have a set of narrow-bladed scissors.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say those scissors are silvered? Or they steel? Hey, I'm trying.
They're silver,
at
but
it.
I
Oh,
can't
shit.
imagine them doing much.
I don't care. I'm gonna use them.
I'd
I looked
say-
through my pack
I'd say if
and
they're if they're tiny little scissors like for lock picking, I'd say they would do 1d4 held damage because they're not even gonna do as much as a dagger.
It'd probably just deal 1 damage plus dex then. It wouldn't even be a die roll. It'd just be
1d4
1 point
for
of damage plus dex.
That's a good one.
Improvised weapon.
It's not at a improvised weapon tier though. It's a tiny little scissors. An improvised weapon is a fucking chair leg, not a tiny little baby scissors that do like a paper cut.
I'm just imagining a pair of safety scissors that are all like rounded and like actually incapable of cutting skin.
So how much damage would they do?
I'd say 1 plus dex, sure.
Alright.
So you've got your dex in there at least.
Honestly, you should just be part of our shield wall and use the dodge action.
It's up,
I'm
it's
gonna
up to
grab out-
Elman.
I'm gonna grab out those scissors and actually wield it. So I'll have 5 damage. 4 plus 1.
I would like to point out, by the way, that you guys are really lucky time-wise because even though you're taking a long time prepping and shit, I keep rolling for them to not come back yet. So.
Oh, yes.
Well, have you gotten another short rest out of it?
I
Like,
mean,
since Jit and the others were doing their thing?
yeah, Elman and Jit can roll hit dice if they want.
Only Jit needs it.
I got my.
Yeah, I don't know what Jit's hit points are at. Not Jit, Elman's.
7.
I'm imagining Kurdal, the next time you get to a skill point level up thing, I imagine Kurdal taking the inspiring leader feat and just giving everybody speeches during your rests.
I would be okay with that.
Alright.
He seems like a preachy guy.
Hold on, I need to find my. I've got an inspiring speech in mind, but go ahead.
After
I
you
have to
told
find this.
After you told Miles where to set up, where we were setting up, he had his skeletons move to that location, and they're gonna stand shoulder to shoulder, where they are now.
That's where Jit's at.
And then he's gonna walk over and he's like, and you want us to standing shoulder to shoulder here. Correct?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
You move you wherever you want, yo.
I'm gonna stay in the back.
A plan's a plan, and I'm willing to follow it.
Paul Kurdal.
Okay.
Friends, countrymen, lend me your ears. Not literally, because ew, I mean, that would be disgusting. And messy, since you'd just be lending them. You'd have to figure out how to reattach them all, and that'd be a lot of work. Today we stand on this rampart, preparing to defend ourselves from the forces of evil, and probably chaos too. We happy few, we band of brothers. And in theory at least sisters. I think they're part of the band too. I think they play drums. A day may come when the courage of men and women fails, when we forsake our friends and break all bonds of fellowship. It is not this day. And if this battle lasts through tomorrow, it's not that day either. It may or may not be the day after that. I'm not sure. Still too early to tell. But in case it's not that day, or it is that day, but the battle's already over, so it doesn't matter. No one ever won a war by dying for their country. They won by making the other die for his country. Which applies even though werewolves don't live in countries. They live in caves, I think, which make them die for their caves. Which admittedly sounds far less heroic than the dying for your country. Today will be the day when we declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night, we will not vanish without a fight, and the fact that it rhymes does not make it any less true. We'll stand here together and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they will never take our freedom!
I like Elman
Unless, of course, they
heckling.
kill us and then Strahd animates our dead corpses to fight for them. Then I suppose they'd have taken our lives and our freedom.
Out of character, how many speeches did you just cram together into a single speech?
Right?
At least 3.
I was gonna say, it's like, I heard It's like, I heard friends, Romans, and countrymen, lend me your ears, and then I heard some of the Independence Day speech. I heard some of the speech from Braveheart. It's like, Jesus, how
So,
many speeches did
Cardinal-
you just cram into a single?
Colonel is ready for speeches even before he gets inspiring leader.
I
I'm
actually
coming-
feel that's very in character of Curdall.
That's
I'm
why I
coming up
said
with
he would.
songs in my head.
That's why I said he would get inspiring leader the next feat. Cause it makes sense.
That's funny.
Yeah. Obviously, I'm stealing that from somewhere. I'm putting a link in the Discord. Yeah, in the Discord.
I'm gonna be coming up with like a song or something in my head while he's talking. Getting inspired.
Yeah, cause
Let me
Elman.
know if we manage to somehow stall this long enough for it to be a long rest.
Honestly, I rolled and it got to the point where I lost track how many times I rolled, so I don't even know. It's gonna be hours, so if you really want, you probably could do a long rest. I
Cool
rolled
beans.
so many times.
Alright.
Cool beans.
Y'all are just gonna sleep at your posts or something.
Yeah. So watch order. I'll go first, and then Jit will go.
Miles will go last.
All right. So
And for the first time that you guys know of, he will not disappear at midnight.
hmm.
Hmm.
Oh wait, Kurdal, are you taking a watch too?
Sure.
Alright, so we'll go me, Jit,
I'll do like the
Kurdal,
last watch.
Alright, then Miles will take third watch.
I was gonna say Miles and Curdall both want last watch.
Yeah.
If Curdle specifies he wants last watch, then Miles will say, fuck it then, I'll take third.
Okay.
I'll like poke Jit to wake up.
Alright, replenish your spell slots.
Everybody roll.
Oh, don't how long do your skeletons last?
I do believe they last for 24 hours before I need to cast the spell again to keep control.
Well, we're not waiting that long. Why don't you use up all your spell slots and create a whole horde of them before you go to bed?
The target becomes a skeleton if you choose blah 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 blah. Each of your turns you can use your blah 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 blah.
Oh my god, that's
The creature is
hilarious.
under the creature is under your control for 24 hours, after which it stops obeying any command you've given it. To maintain control of the creature, for another 24 hours, you have to cast the spell again. So if
Oh,
you're
so
actually gonna get
when
the
you're
effect-
done, then they all turn into enemies, you're saying.
yeah, after 24 hours, they turn into just wandering undead. Whether or not they become enemies is completely up in the air, but they're just no longer under my control.
Well
They
done.
probably just become hostile to everything around them.
I would assume
Yeah.
that they just are hostile to everything.
Yeah.
You should burn all your spell slots before you go to sleep to create more of them.
Alright, if we're going to sleep, then I'll cast Animate Dead at 4th level. And I'll use that to create a...
Werewolf.
Can I make an undead werewolf?
Are you raising corpses that exist, or are you creating them out of nothing?
Well, it's not technically creating them out of nothing. They just kind of come from the ground as if it was already buried there.
We have 3 dead werewolves floating in the lake.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking, is if you're able to use it to raise an actual corpse that's already there.
Yeah, I can do that. The spell says specifically. I'm just able to bring it from the ground, because of this. This is what lets me just bring it from the ground without having a corpse nearby. Otherwise, the spell itself requires there to be a corpse nearby.
If you want a werewolf corpse, you're gonna have to animate one of the already there ones, not creating a new
Yeah, I
one.
figured.
All right, I'll animate one of the werewolves. If it's 4th level, I should get 4 creatures. Unless a werewolf
Zombies.
requires Yeah, unless them being werewolves requires me to do this. Because I can raise...
Major undead? Ooh.
Yeah, I can animate major undead now that we're 7th level. So I can either create 3 small things or 1 big thing.
Alright.
Are werewolves challenge rating 3 or below?
Yeah, and a skeleton minotaur fits that description perfectly. A minotaur skeleton does work with that.
Hmm?
A minotaur skeleton is a challenge rating 2. It is a large undead. It has 67 hit points, shitloads of strength, constitution.
Yeah,
It
but
has the charge.
you only can raise what you have.
Spontaneous unburial. I don't need to have the corpse nearby. I can just I can bring the corpse from the ground.
What he said.
But animate major undead is a different spell, right?
No, it's not a separate spell. It's just a thing I can do when I cast the animate dead spell.
Okay.
That's why I was saying
spontaneous unburial isn't the animate dead spell.
Alright.
No.
How
Spontaneous
many
is a modification to it.
How many of the werewolves are you taking control of? Because I made it so you can control all 3 of the dead werewolves tokens.
Wow, cool.
I will take
These are their hit points and
Put any you're not using in the wall.
I will take all 3 of them for when I cast the spell at 3rd level, and I will stand them here in this formation. And then when I cast this spell again at 4th level, I will create a minotaur skeleton.
Minotaur.
You don't have a minotaur skeleton body though.
I don't need a body.
For spontaneous unburial you don't, but you need one for animate undead.
No, that's the point. Spontaneous unburial is a modification to animate dead that makes it so I don't need the corpse nearby.
Oh, okay.
Okay, you're gonna
It just doesn't read like that.
You're gonna get a black minotaur, cause I don't have minotaur skeleton.
I do, but it just won't let me drag it onto the map. But anyway, I do have its stats here in front of me, so we have that.
Do you have the stats for a werewolf whatever, zombie werewolf?
I don't think a zombie werewolf actually exists. But let me type in the word zombie and see what pops up.
What's the difference between a zombie minotaur and a minotaur?
It loses a bit of intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Just take whatever the difference between that is and apply it to the wolves.
Okay, then.
Hold on, animate major undead here says that it keeps the original abilities and attacks, but loses any resistances, immunities, legendary actions, and senses it had. So I think it'd be the same thing as the original.
Alright, there you go then.
It just obviously can't. It wouldn't.
It has immunities and vulnerabilities of a zombie.
Yeah, so it doesn't. It's not. It doesn't require silver to damage.
Yeah, but I think zombies might be resistant to stuff. Let me take a look.
How many minotaurs do you need?
Here. I only need the one. I can
Alright.
create one major undead.
You should be able to move that one.
Alright, I will set him up here, and he will be given the axe of plant killing, because he is much more powerful than the skeleton that is currently holding it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have
It has a great axe anyways.
Yeah, it comes with a great axe, but now it's got a magical great axe, so it can actually be helpful in the battle.
Mm-hmm. I approve.
Oh, I was muted. Blue, does it, the Minotaur's
There we
token
go.
bigger?
Aren't Minotaurs a
Large?
bigger size class?
Yeah, they're considered a large creature, so he would need to be
Pop
one.
'em
He
up.
would need to be a little bit
2 by
one
2.
size bigger. Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Well,
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a tank.
All right, make sure all of these things die in the upcoming fight, though. I don't want to have to battle them after this.
So, please explain to the audience while I get werewolf tokens for the actual enemies. Explain the Minotaur situation, because chat still doesn't understand.
Okay, I have an ability as a necromancer called Spontaneous Unburial. Starting at 5th level, my bond with necrotic and negative energy allows me to raise dead in exchange for spells. As an action, I can sacrifice a spell slot to cast Animate Undead equal to the spell slot that I am sacrificing. And then the skeleton or zombie claws its way up from the ground and acts on my next turn instead of the spell acting on a nearby corpse or pile of bones like it does normally. And then, since we are 7th level, I gained another thing called Animate Major Undead. Where beginning at 7th level, medium-sized undead are not enough for the necromancer. Mastering the undead wouldn't be complete if limited to medium zombies and skeletons. You've learned to manipulate negative energy enough that any corpse that is huge or smaller of a monstrosity, humanoid or beast with a challenge rating of 3 or lower can be animated. And on top of Spontaneous Unburial, I don't need the corpse to be nearby. I can just pull it from the ground. So there's probably a big-ass gaping hole somewhere where the Minotaur came from.
that's
But
what
I
she said.
create...
Sorry.
Does that make sense? Yes,
The
I summoned an
party
undead Minotaur.
Of Kiro, 6 werewolves, and
Because
9 wolves.
I can do that.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Okay, good, Nevi.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
It's the homebrew class. That's all I'm saying. It's just what the class says.
And this is why you don't give enemy necromancers time to prepare.
Exactly. Because they'll have an army waiting for you.
Strahd's a
Alright.
gaping hole.
Of course, one decent cleric dead spell and
Yeah, turn undead. And you're gonna take care of a good amount of that army in one go.
what level does? Hold on a sec. There's something interesting I want to check with this.
Actually, he's gonna stand over here, because then when they're up here and they're all lined up like Elmin, Jit, Kurdal, and that corpse are, he can just charge through all of them. Because he can do that.
Cool.
But yeah,
I
that's
was pretty sure that you could do this.
that's all my spell slots that I can use to cast Animate Dead. So then if we do get a long rest...
All your spells are restored, but you still have the creatures.
Yes, I do, because 24 hours have not passed. This is why I love necromancers.
Is
Mom
that,
always, Mom always said to make friends, so I did.
is that ability like once a day?
As
Or
long
once
as I have the
per
spell
long
slots
rest?
for it. It doesn't
Oh,
specify
sure.
it. It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't specify that I can only do it once per day. It just says as long as it. No, Animate Major Undead actually does specify you must
Oh.
finish a long rest before you can use this feature again. So if I wanted to, during this fight, I could make another Undead Minotaur. Because I took a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Not that that would have too much benefit compared to just using it as an actual spell.
Yep.
We're gonna fucking die.
Nah, we've got bone shields. That's what I'm gonna call these, because
I'm
only
going
3 of them actually
to-
still have flesh.
Let's see here. I'm gonna
You can
just
call it
start.
hacks as much as you want, Nevi. This is just how the homebrew spell works. Homebrew class works.
Not that bad. I've heard worse.
Oh yeah, I can imagine that certain classes have been much worse. I saw this one thing called a brawler, that basically gives you a monk's quivering palm, which is a level 17 ability, at level 5.
What?
I'm not even kidding. It gives a level
Why?
17 ability that monks have to you at level 5.
How is that
only
even
thing
close to being balanced?
The only difference is it says that the creature only stays on. It knocks the creature unconscious for a minute, and every time they take damage, they can make a Constitution save to wake back up. Instead of Quivering Palm, which just says if you fail to save, you immediately drop to 0 hit points, and you stay that way until healed. That's the only difference. But I saw that and I was just like, you gave a 17th level monk ability to a character at level 5? That's beyond bullshit.
Here's something interesting though. Your entire zombie army, if you were facing a 14th level cleric, would be destroyed if they failed their saving throw for for their turn undead feature.
I know. That's the thing about necromancers and their armies is one good cleric can entirely fuck you over. But alright, we have set up our fortifications. If anyone wants to get behind the line of undead, I would recommend they do it now.
Yeah.
Kurdo's gonna stand out front because he's gonna taunt.
I'm gonna move back here.
Yeah, we'll probably be
Also, can I like pull Bianca up with me? You know, up here? For a circumstance bonus?
Sure, hold on. I'll just make Bianca and what's her face available for your movement.
Okay.
I need to run to the restroom real quick. Be right back.
Yeah, me too. I'll be right back.
Alright.
Tell us a story, Curdle. Curdle? Oh.
Story. Well, I don't know if you know this, but do you know that dwarves hate trees?
Why?
Well, it's rather obvious. Curdle, Curdle and a good chunk of the dwarves worship Thor, right?
Mm-hmm.
And every year, Thor rains down, vengeance upon of the world. So obviously, he wouldn't do that without a good reason. The trees also have their, with their roots, are constantly invading the higher up dwarvish tunnels and have to be beaten back. They're also huge, the biggest trees are huge class creatures with natural armor and lots of hit points.
Alright, you can
Okay,
move those. You can move those two now.
Mm-hmm. And that's why the trees are the natural enemies of the dwarvish people.
Also, Blue, I talked to my artist friend. She said she would very happily do the drawing of Aza and Hovel.
Yay! We're getting Asa Hovel art!
She's just currently working on a personal project right now that should be done in the next day or two, and then she's got her class, which has her a little occupied. So it might take her a minute to get it to you.
Aye,
But
Captain.
you need to eventually get me as detailed a description as possible of Aza and the pose you want for the drawing.
Okie dokie.
All right. That is all she requires. And as I said before, even though her art is amazing, and you thought you would have to pay her, she will do this for the good old price of free $99.
That's still crazy.
Yeah,
That's what I keep
seriously,
telling her.
$3.99.
Yeah, free 99.
Yeah, it shouldn't be any more than tree fitting.
Tree fitty. Yeah, she will very happily do the picture for you once she gets some available time.
I'm so excited. So, for people who don't know, basically, I'm gonna have a piece made of Havel and Aza together, with Aza being grumpy and Havel carrying her around as she's pouting. Because that seems to be her natural state in that campaign.
I'm gonna need
And
a copy of
Aza
it.
pouts, and Aza pouts some more.
To be fair, though, she's not usually grumpy in a campaign. The main reason that she seems to be grumpy in this campaign is because everyone always discriminates against Havel.
To be fair, he is an 8-foot-tall statue that walks around on its own.
That doesn't mean that she likes intolerance, damn it.
She's a drow, right?
No, she's a wood elf, although she
Okay,
has
that's at least.
although she has coloration of all the different elf types. That's why her hair has dramatic red streaks and shit. Her colors are all fucked up.
Is Nevi in the Discord chat, by the way? Can he, like, see the D&D chat?
I don't know.
'Cause I
Most
was wondering if I would, like, post a bunch of, like, my friends' work and kind of just show it off if she lets me.
most people aren't even in my Discord because I don't really have anyone invited to it because I never use it except to plan D&D session. But
taken.
if Nebby wants a link, you can give it to him. I think you have the link. If not, I can give it later. Or you could just DM Nebby on Discord directly if Nebby has a Discord.
Alright, I'm back.
Welcome
Ready
back.
to go.
Hi, Nevi is in the Discord. Bleep bloop. Maybe I'll post a bunch of her art later.
Cool.
She's sending me messages now. Alright, but anyway, let us continue.
Oh, Nebby can see it? Oh, you must have asked previously to get into it or something. Is that what it is? Anyways, okay. So, you sleep at night.
Actually, let's divide up this fortification.
Is everybody where you want to be?
Yep.
Yes, we have Kurtal being flanked by 2 different werewolves, one being Bianca, the other being...
And I'm assuming
Asiana?
they're still tied up and actually unable to do anything.
Well, Bianca is. Asiana's on our side. Because she's not Asiana anymore.
Oh, you mean the undead wolves?
Yeah, she is currently one of my mini
Oh,
puppets.
yeah, Asiana's one of the dead ones. I was thinking of
Yeah.
when.
No, Asiana, Devanka, and Skenis are all currently my puppets.
I'm
Miles just has like all these magical tendrils of strings attached to each of his fingers as he just puppeteers all of these creatures.
I'm assuming that Bianca and Wen are still tied up, or just Bianca, or what?
I think we can untie Wen, leave her under the supervision of Zuleika.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
with
say
the children
if
back in the cages.
you leave her.
Actually, Zuleika should be up by us too. She's gonna make an appeal for them to stop fighting once we take down the other guy.
Zulika says that she would only do it if she can do it in her room because she's not going to go against orders until he's dead.
Okay.
Alright, Wen will have to do it for us then.
Wen can be like a messenger. Wen can be like standing between that room and us, and once he goes down, she can pass it along and say, by the way, he's dead now, you can come out of the room.
Sure, why not?
She can like wait up here and act as messenger, kind of keep her informed as to how the battle's going.
Yeah, good idea.
Okay. So when is gonna go fetch Zulika when what's his face is dead, so that she can appeal to the rest of the pack.
Exactly.
Okay,
Yep.
okay. Okay. I suppose she would be next in line if I guess she would be. If Bianca's not in charge because I mean, she's captive, so she can't take over. So if it's not Kirill, is Kirill, Bianca, Emil, and Zen. I'm just gonna call her Zen. Zen. Or Zul. That's what it was. I keep thinking Zanika. It's Zulika. Zulika. So Zul. So Zul. It would be. That's funny. So it's Kirill, Bianca, Emil, Zul is the order. So yeah, she's next in line that's available. Cool.
Just so long as it doesn't turn. Just so long as she doesn't turn into Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
All right, so we have fortified the line.
All right. My favorite. Hi, Uncle Stinky. What are you talking about? Your favorite person is live on Twitch. What?
I think they mean you.
Me.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Mhm.
Moving on. Oh, god fucking damn it. I have to track all these health now. Oh, I fucking hate this. Okay. Let's see here.
It looks like you can just do it using the stuff in Roll20 if your thing works the same as what you gave us.
It's honestly faster to do it on paper the way that my setup is.
Okay.
Cause, everyone has to roll initiative. Let me put up an initiative thing. Cause in order to...
Do my zombie werewolves have the same amount of hit points as a regular werewolf, or should I redact a few?
I would reduce some. I don't know how much, though. Because they're, like, decayed versions of them now.
Well, let's see. A werewolf, by default, has 58 HP. I would say we could probably knock that down to 38.
How do I start an initiative tracker? I forgot.
You have to click the, it's one of the icons in the top left. I think it's the one above or below the die. There you go.
Remove all turns. Clear.
Yeah. And now everyone who clicks their icon and then clicks the initiative button will be added to the turn order automatically.
Alright, let's see how well Kurdal does.
Oh,
that is a natural 20.
Shit.
Nice.
Shit.
It's
Kurdal.
19 because, -1 initiative, but... all of your creatures go when you do, right?
They... Spontaneous Unburial, Skeleton acts on your next turn. Yep.
Oh, there's glitter in my monster manual.
Oh, I realized I was muted. I rolled already, so you might have to right-click and then hit Add Turn.
Yeah, I can use a bonus action to command them on my turn. Yeah, they act on my turn, so my initiative.
Just, Paul, do the roll again the right way, and I'll change the number.
Okay.
Well, he can change it himself.
That works too, then.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We should roll a tiebreaker as well. Oh, really? You just had to roll a 20. I had to roll a 17 plus 3.
Alright, so I got my sheet. I've got the sheets of my minions. Actually, I need to get the skeleton sheet up. Just the regular skeleton.
Okay, so Jit got a... Are we using Jit's old roll then, the 9?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll need to put that in.
Alright, I got all my minions. I got all the sheets of my minions.
The minion.
It's a lovely thing about having an army.
Yeah, I know. It just means I have to manage more character sheets. But hey, this is what I signed up for. I wanted to be the necromancer. I
Yeah,
knew this
you
would
did.
happen. I knew this would happen, and I'm totally okay with it. Which one of you has the higher dex, Kurtal or Elman?
Well, my dex is -1.
Then I would say that since you
I
both
have
rolled
the
a
higher
19,
dex.
Elman is the one who goes first.
Yeah,
Right.
probably.
Woo.
What?
Elman and Kurtal both rolled a 19 on their initiative, but since Elman has the higher dex modifier, my general ruling is that when you roll the same, whoever has the higher dex mod goes first.
Okay, let's get.
I personally like the tiebreaker better.
You like the tiebreaker? Alright, then you're the DM.
The
Have him
tiebreaker roll.
Oh,
wow.
nat 20 for Jit.
No, it's not. It's a 9 for Jet. Paul already rolled for him and got a 9.
Oh yeah.
But the nat 20. Wait, Kurtal, you rolled 2 nat 20s for initiative.
Yes, I did. On the most, pointless part of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
joy.
that 20's not gonna last. Don't keep rolling. You're gonna get 20s and you won't have 20s for later.
How do I manually add people?
Manually?
Oh,
so
here, I figured it out.
click their icon and then click their initiative, and it'll add them to the tracker.
You gotta right click their token and then and it says add turn.
I'm going to attempt to keep the turn orders at least. Right click, add to initiative. I don't see an add to initiative.
No, it says add turn on the token.
You should seriously just be able to click the icon like you're going to pick it up and move it, and then while it's clicked, click on that character's sheet, the initiative button.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've been doing in a game that I DM.
Well, they don't have sheets.
Oh.
Yeah, so just do the token.
I'm just gonna do it manually. Like, typing it in.
Sure, that works.
Instead of through their sheet. Because there's no sheet to do it from.
Hold on. Let me check something.
Alright, so I got a skeleton who can't do anything, but I have them anyway. I have my werewolves who probably can't do anything.
Yeah, they're not magical.
Yeah, I get the feeling that given that they're undead, it makes it so their claws do not damage other werewolves anymore. So they'll probably just be bone shields as well. The only one who's actually capable of joining us in this bout is our big-ass Minotaur friend with the Axe of Plant Killing.
What's his armor class?
A Minotaur skeleton's armor class is 12.
Alright.
But they
I
have
just like to put the armor class in as the blue number.
They have 90, 10 plus 18 HP, with an average of 67 HP.
I'm gonna
Did
add.
you roll for its HP?
I will. 90, 10 plus 18. 57. He just dropped 10 HP because of that.
Yep, sure did.
Okay, let's see.
That's the dice floor, yeah.
It's fine. 57 HP is more HP than I've got. I only have 50. He's got 7 more HP than I do.
I think I've got more HP than that. Yep, I've got 77 hit points.
Nice.
More HP than God.
Kirill. Guess what Kirill rolled?
A natural 20.
Natural 1.
I was just about, that was literally going to be my next guess.
Kirill's going last. Alright, let's see.
That's actually not good for us.
Why is that not good for us?
Because it means he'll be at the back of the pack.
Werewolf 1.
Also, why are you below me in the turn order?
Because
Because
it's
she
not in
hasn't-
order yet.
Yeah, she hasn't put it into the
Oh.
correct. She hasn't put it in order yet. There's a button she'll need to hit, which I think is descending order, so it goes from highest to lowest.
Werewolf 2.
Because right now she's currently adding people to the initiative.
Werewolf 3. I'm doing WW and number for werewolf and then whatever their number is.
Yep, I can see that.
So we're up to the Third World War.
And I was gonna say it's a world war.
Well, so the First World War.
Oh,
the second one,
shit!
and the Third World War is with nukes. And the Fourth World War will be fought with rocks.
I just realized I've been doing this. There's a thing where you can do, like, add a number for some reason that's not actually the turn number. And I've been doing that. So now they're all in 0 initiative.
Yep.
Right now, you can edit each number.
Yeah, but
You
I
should be able
don't
to
remember
click
the rolls besides the nat 1.
Oh.
Oh, well, re-roll them all.
Okay, someone tell a story. We're
Seems
gonna
that
be
the
here a
Enclave
while.
kinda-
Someone
So when you
tell a story or something.
Actually, I've been meaning to ask you guys this out of character because you've clearly seen and you know that Miles is up to something every night at midnight. Do you guys ever plan on calling him out on it?
Well, I mean, like, he told us, like, the big thing, right?
He never told you a damn thing about it because no one's ever asked about it. All he said at one point was, "I'm gonna go. I'll be gone for about an hour. If I'm gone for longer, come looking for me." And that was like the second night you met him.
Hmm.
And then there was the one instance where you had Elman follow him, and he saw
Yeah,
the whole ritual go
I-
down. And then you
I
guys assumed that I'm
followed
spying
you.
on you because I relayed everything that happened to the ghost woman that I was talking to.
Oh, yeah, we should
probably
definitely do something about that. And then, I think after that, we had the long break, and we totally forgot that happened.
You might have, yeah. Given the story though that I remember, there was the instance where we were at the inn and you watched him leave the inn and come back after an hour, as
Mhm.
expected. And then we talked to the one guy who gave us a bit of a lore dump that led us here. And then we went and found the wolf hunters and came here. So there was really no instance of time for you guys to call him out on it unless you were planning to do so and it just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Okay, when? 12.
That's a shitty buff.
Zol, 18. I'm
This turn
putting
order is so long that I can't even actually see Cornell at the bottom of it.
I'm putting them all in even the non-combat ones in case something happens. 5.
Oh, there's Cornell right there at 1.
You mean Kirill?
Yeah, Kirill.
I think
why
we
I
just
keep
kind of
adding
have
it
to
in.
accept at this point that we're never going to get his name right.
Yeah,
Oh, I
keep
did
adding it
accept
in.
that. I accepted that. That doesn't mean I'm gonna not correct it.
I apologize legitimately. I don't
Most-
know why I keep adding an N. to his
Mostly so
name.
I don't forget my own character's name is the main reason why I keep correcting. Let's be real here. It's not actually about you.
You know what? I'm gonna call him Krillin.
Krillin.
He's about to be.
Yep, Krillin's about to get Krillined.
Yep.
Yeah.
Either that or right before he dies, whoever does the killing blow needs to shout, "Say hi to Krillin for us!"
This is
We're
the
about to raise
first
that
time when
counter.
I'm gonna do the pack as individual wolves too. Instead, like the wolves, not the werewolves.
They're all individuals.
Yay.
I love that bit from Monty Python. You're all individuals. You can all think for yourselves. We're all individuals.
It
I'm
makes me-
not.
It makes me think of the one instance where they're walking by the peasants, and the one is like, he's like, "I am your king." It's like, "You do as I tell you." It's like, "I never elected you to be my ruler." And he starts like explaining the idea of democracy, and he gets off.
Mm-hmm.
He like steps up. He's like, "Shut the fuck up! No one cares."
Come witness the violence inherent in the system.
Is that the dude that's like repression, or whatever?
Yeah.
Help,
Yeah, I
help!
think-
I'm being repressed.
That's
Yeah,
what it
it's
is.
that guy. It's that guy.
Oh, look.
Because he starts like explaining the idea of democracy. It's like we should elect our leaders. Like the people should get to choose who gets to lead their country. And he's just like, "Shut the
Well.
fuck up!"
Listen, some crazy biddy sitting in the pond and chucking swords at people. System for representative government.
Help, help, I'm being repressed is all I remember from that.
I always loved the French guy. It's like your father smelled of the brewery, and your mother was a hamster. Or
I
your father smelled of elderberries,
I-
and your mother was a
Yep.
hamster.
I fart in your general direction.
Yeah, I fought in the general direction. Now go away, or I shall taunt you a second time.
I fought in your general direction.
I imagine Strahd saying that to one of us if we ever made him angry. Or just mildly annoyed. He's just like, "Oh, please, I fart in your general direction."
I'm almost
And
done,
you
guys.
die.
I'm almost done.
Like challenging Strahd, and he's just like, "Oh, please, I fought in your general direction and you would die."
I'll be right back.
Where you going, Paul? I think it'll be fun when you guys eventually call out Miles for disappearing every night at midnight, because this is the first time you've seen him not do that.
I'm gonna manually move Curdle because we all know that's a nat 20 and it just says 19 because of the modifier.
I got a 20 total, not a nat 20.
Yeah, it just one of the werewolves was above Curdle because he was a 19.
Someone should
So I had to move Curdle above the wolf.
What happened to the guy I was tied with?
Bianca?
No, Elman. I was tied with Elman.
Elman
Why is
has a
Elman
10. I don't know,
should-
he did
Should
it
do to look at
himself.
the initiative rolls.
I didn't do that. I did the
Alright, we'll
wolves.
leave it as is.
So ask Paul, not me.
Okay, he gave himself a 10 for some
Ask me
reason.
what?
You gave yourself a 10 on the initiative.
Oh, I know. I accidentally rolled it.
I'm gonna resolve ties between NPCs by the order it chose to do it in, but I'm gonna need a tiebreaker roll from Jit. Because he's tied with 9.
That was the 10.
Jit got a
That
10?
was him. Yeah.
Jit got
I
a
rolled-
9. Your second roll was for Jit, and you got a 9.
Yeah, no, that was the first initiative. The
So,
second one. was
Oh, the 10. Okay, so the 10 was the tiebreaker.
oh, okay. I'm just gonna roll for the wolf.
Also, because
Alright,
Elman fixed his initiative, you're gonna need to re-put it back into descending order
Yeah.
because he's now still stuck under the 12 and the 9.
or I'll just move him manually.
Yeah, we can do that.
That works too.
I guess I need a tiebreaker from Elman though, because there's 2 19s.
Okay, hold on.
Roll the tiebreaker.
I roll a d20. 11.
Alright, I have a slight chance. I swear, if I roll a third 20.
I need a second tiebreaker
Just
then. Between Elman and a wolf. Paul, I'm putting you in the 20 spot even with your negative modifier because it's a nat 20, so.
A 2.
Well, I still won the tiebreaker anyways.
Alright, so you lost to Wolf 4 and won to Wolf 6.
Alright.
You can get the wolves.
Oh, I'm sorry, not wolf. Werewolf. WW is werewolf.
you can
W
still hit
is
the
wolf.
So I lost to World War IV. Damn.
Yeah, you lost to World War IV, but you beat World War VI.
And that's the one
cool.
where the series jumped the shark too.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
Let me
And no one speaks of World War V.
let me make the turn order a bit longer here.
World War Six was a surprisingly good though. You know, it was a surprisingly good reboot.
What time are we getting on? An hour?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember what time.
The initiative doesn't even fit on the screen, even if you
Nope.
expand it.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's hilariously awesome. I love it.
Alright, guys. Let me just get my monster manual, and we can begin.
Let me just get
Oops,
my
I accidentally
werewolf
pulled out my
stats.
headset. So, I can't hear anything. Alright, my headset is back in.
Yay!
Awesome.
Good thing I bookmarked. The two bookmarks in the monster manual are werewolf and wolf.
Good
Nice.
idea.
Because they seem to come up a lot in this game.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
Jit's gonna be eating good tonight.
I
that
would like to
Strahd?
point out that don't forget that the werewolves in this pack are going to be stronger than the werewolves in the book. So don't start being like, shouldn't they be dead by now because I changed their numbers because Jit fucking was one-shotting shit.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Alright.
Let's see
I would also
here.
imagine that if this guy's like the supposed alpha and everyone else is afraid of him except for the person he's essentially married to, it's like he would only hunt with the best of the best.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Look at me.
Okay, so I have 6 werewolves and 9 wolves. What's our wolf stat? Let me get the wolf stats. Alright.
I find it funny that the winter wolves are actually stronger than the werewolves.
Oh yeah, winter wolf.
Oh yeah!
Winter wolves will fuck you up, man. They're tough creatures.
6, 7,
That like
8,
ice dragon breath that they've got, that's like 20
9.
foot. Cone.
And
That's-
Kirill.
That'll fucking nail you. Yep.
Alright, I am now ready. That was crazy to get ready for. Jeez.
And now we will watch as the chaos unfolds.
So, I would like to point out, by the way, that everybody
Come in.
everybody that is a werewolf is in hybrid form.
Okay.
Regardless of what tokens may look like or whatever the fuck, a werewolf is in hybrid form because they'll know immediately something's wrong and they know that that is their strongest form.
Alright.
Okay.
Uh,
When we gonna party, we will party hard. Let's go.
So, they start to walk into the cave.
they might smell us too.
When we gonna party, we will.
Probably.
We have like 6
Yeah.
corpses in the vicinity.
I was gonna say.
Imagine, it's like I imagine they can smell us.
I would say that they smell the blood even though you took care of the corpses and put them in the water themselves, but like, I mean, still,
Yeah,
even
nothing dragged
so,
them back out,
they
and-
still can
and-
smell it.
We only dragged out 3 of them. The rest are still in the water.
Yeah, the rest of the wolves are.
Yeah, all the wolves in the wall are in the water. I'm just not gonna move them.
I need some werewolf fighting music.
I don't know why, but the jukebox wasn't working when I tried it earlier.
That's okay. You'd probably get like copyright struck or something because of Twitch if you played music.
I think the Roll20 music is not like.
Yeah. The stuff that I put out is, I believe it's the free stuff.
So, I'd like to point out, by the way, that we're gonna end in the middle of the battle. So, if everyone's okay with it, we can start the battle. Because
Let's
next
go.
week is Seed of Chaos.
Yeah.
There's
let's
no
do
way
it.
we're finishing this in an hour.
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's speed run this shit. Let's see how many wolves and werewolves we can kill in 1 hour.
So, where do you guys want to be in relation to them before you actually start doing stuff? Where should I put them? Because I'm assuming that you're gonna wait while they're coming in.
Probably where we see him first, like here.
Alright.
I have myself and all of my puppets set up as Kurtal informed me to set them up. I took one liberty being Aziana is beside him with Bianca, and we have the Minotaur
Like this?
ready to charge.
This being the front of the group? Is that far enough, or do you want them closer because you wouldn't do anything until they get closer? Because they're
Well, what are they
melee.
gonna do?
They're melee, so they can't
What
do
are they
anything.
gonna do?
Well, they're gonna try and attack, but they're melee, so they're not going to do anything until they get up
Alright.
to you. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And you guys start the turn, so...
Alright, go for it.
So, is this how far you would want them before you would do anything, Miles?
Well, yeah, this is, I'm gonna tell all of my puppets, and I myself will hold all actions until, hostile actions are taken toward us. Until one of them attacks a friendly,
Okay.
me nor my puppets will do anything.
So, next would be Curdle. So, Curdle, if Miles is standing down until they attack, would you do something when you see them, or are you gonna wait until it's their turn? Does that make sense? I'm just trying to find the start point. Would you initiate
Kurtal
it?
wanted to parlay.
Okay.
I'm going to hold an action. I'm going to when I see Emil, or or we haven't been told what he looks like.
He'll be the biggest and the baddest one.
Yeah, I am going to taunt him with Bianca with that. Also, I'm gonna need Jit like up by me so that I can taunt him with Jit.
Yeah, I'm taking control of Jit, so.
Okay.
So basically, you're not gonna do anything until you see Carol himself.
Yep.
So then, yeah, they need
actually,
to be
I
further.
am gonna do one thing. I'm going to cast a spell with my bonus action. I'm gonna Shield of Faith on Jit.
Ooh.
Nice.
+2 to AC on Jit. Not bad.
Cool.
Also, Jit should be at full hit points. Because we got a long rest.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he's full hit points.
What is Jit's
Oh, he's
hit point? 63.
I got it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to control Jit. I've got
I got him.
I've got 6 puppets and myself that I need to manage.
Yeah, I'm controlling him.
Okay.
6 puppets, 1 Jit. 6 puppets, 1 Jit. I see what you mean.
Yeah. And I still have to manage myself on top of those 6 puppets.
I'd say this is the point where you would see Kiro himself, and I think it's pretty obvious that it's the dude that's not in the clump.
Okay.
Is he in hybrid form as well?
Yes, all
Make him
of the
angry.
werewolves are hybrid form.
Right.
Unless
Right.
it's
Alright.
one that you control.
Make him angry, Curdle.
Curdle will shout, Kirill!
Wait, I have a quick question, mechanic question. If you're in control of the werewolves, the zombie werewolves, are you able to make them into actual werewolves, or are they still dead werewolves naked in human form?
That's a you question.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't like this
He's right.
question.
Given that I probably had to use animate major undead to get werewolf corpses, I imagine that they are in their hybrid. They're in their hybrid form. I think because it says they keep their abilities.
Well, the
And one-
question really should be, what does the werewolf curse die with the creatures?
Yeah, that's actually the main question: is if once it dies, can it even become a werewolf? Even if I did animate the body.
I'd say that if it doesn't lose its abilities as far as the undead stuff itself, I'd say you could turn it into a werewolf then.
Then they are
'cause
all
they-
in their hybrid form.
They're not gonna lose their lycanthropy from dying. I wouldn't think.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
I'll rule then that they're all hybrids unless you
Yep.
want them to be like in human or wolf form, but you can
Nope.
control them and you can make them be whichever of the three forms.
They are in their hybrid form.
I obviously advise not turning them into either of the other forms, considering that's extra work to track.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, you see the group approach. They look like bloodied, like they've been hunting. You know, you can smell the corpses that they've dragged in and left in the entrance. You know, it's goats and shit. You hear one still bleeding because they didn't actually kill it, so it's just like weakly, like, meh, piercing through the background of the whole situation. Just
Oh.
meh. And you see them stalking up cautiously, trying to figure out what's going on, and all of them are clearly ready to defend the den. And you see Kirill standing off in the back. Not leading. He's definitely not a lead by example dude.
Alright.
Alright, Kurt, I'll piss him off.
Curdle yells, Kirill! Your arrogant stupidity and cruelty have brought ruin to your pack. See now, we have slain those you left to defend your den and taken your mate from you. Fight us. Face our warrior here. He points to he points forward and has Jit like sitting on his finger. You are weak and ineffective. Face our warrior and know pain of your failure and loss.
Jit flexing as you say, fight his warrior. He's doing like his best strongman pose.
Snarling and shit.
He's like, yeah, fight me,
And then Colonel says, "As for the rest of you, we have no quarrel. With you, we have no quarrel. You may live, but we challenge Kirill for the right to lead this pack."
Humans and whatnot can't lead a werewolf pack. By the way, the voice, I can't do it, but it's by the way.
But Zulika and what's the name of the other guy?
When?
No, not Wen. The other guy. The guy that.
The guy that's gone, Emil.
Yeah. Huh?
Oh.
Emil.
And
yeah.
No, but Emil and Zulika can't. Their way was the wiser, as you are about to learn the sorrow.
I'd like to point out that Jit, when he speaks, he's got I'm trying to snarl voice is not actually necessarily animalistic, but the werewolf, on the other hand, when he's talking, he's in hybrid form, which means that as he's talking, it's very animalistic sounding, even if he can still speak, kind of thing. So, it's very snarly, and, He's drooling a little bit, to be honest, but he's still
Colonel's
able to
also
speak,
trying-
but it sounds animalistic.
Kurtal is also trying to intimidate, and hopefully he's helped in the circumstances by the fact that he's standing next to a tied-up Bianca, flanked on the other side by a zombie werewolf Asiana.
Why don't you make a intimidation check with advantage?
I basically want all the rest of the werewolves to be like, well, maybe we shouldn't fight these guys, and maybe Kirill should try to do some,
Yeah.
One on
Okay.
one. One on
Oh,
one.
wait, sorry. I
With
didn't do it with
advantage.
advantage. Let
Yeah,
me
so
roll
just-
again for the advantage.
Yeah, just click it again. 15.
15. That
Yeah.
actually succeeds. Let me double check though. I just realized I have to actually roll. I was gonna say it succeeds, and I was like, I want a roll check, not a DC check. No, I got a 4.
Nice.
Yeah, you succeed, and he goes one-on-one, you say, and he starts walking up slowly, and then he's just
Turtle
like,
we'll whisper to Jit. We'll whisper to Jit. Don't attack until we say start.
and then he's like, what? With that, and he points at Jit.
I have, Kurtal says, I have as little faith in your ability to fight as I do in your ability to lead.
Mic drop.
It's really hard for me to keep a straight face in this. Okay.
Kurtal with the sick burns coming out, like just. all
Kurtal
over
needs
the
to
place, man.
multi-class into Bard to get the vicious mockery
Yeah, I was about
spell.
to say, it's like that vicious mockery.
Actually, I would like to instead put away my weapons and put out my flute and start playing some kind of like crappy battle music.
It's
Dun, 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 dun.
It's like that, and then when
Do,
it gets
do, do,
intense, he does the. Yeah.
Ba-ba-dee-da-ba-da-dee-da-dum.
I love it. Duel of Fates. Let's go.
And then, yeah, so that's what Elvin's doing.
He gives a dirty look to Elman, like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
Kurtal yells, do you accept the terms or stand proven a coward?
I mean, I'll fight that thing. Sure, I don't see why I would be a coward. He
Fighting
spits
Brit?
on the ground. He goes, I'm going to fight him. Sure. But
Okay,
if
so-
anybody does any funny business, the pack is attacking. I am not fighting all of you at once. I'm not stupid.
Same thing on our side. Kurtal does like the finger gun and points it. You still got Jit on his finger. Jit, go!
I choose you.
Alright, so Jit's going out to fight him?
And he's like, well, I suppose we
Single
could
combat.
fight. I suppose we could fight in this, like, area here.
Alright, he flies over and lands on him. Oh gosh.
All right, Jit has the initiative.
I am making sure that every skeleton that I've got, every creature I have, has eyes on the pack. Aside from the Minotaur, the Minotaur is watching this wolf very closely. This wolf and Jit very closely.
Alright, so Jit is going to use his great axe to
Rage.
Let me just rotate him. I can't rotate my skeleton
Yes.
because his.
I will rage.
Kurtal will walk over here, stand next to you, the Minotaur skeleton.
All right. Roll to hit.
Alright, so I'm gonna rage and then wait, it's only
It's just a straight roll.
So 12.
Unless you did the reckless or
Yeah,
whatever.
Unless you
No.
did reckless attack.
no, he's just gonna rage. He kind of gets fired up and then hits him for 12.
That misses.
Dang it.
So
He tries to go in high like this and then just falls short.
he's too excited. All right. Is that the end
Does he
of
get-
his turn, or is he gonna do a bonus was to rage. Is he gonna move?
Does he have the extra attack?
Not much point in moving.
Does he
Yeah,
have
he does have
extra
an
attack
extra
yet?
attack.
Do I have an extra attack? I
You're
don't know. I
raging.
never
You
played
should get
yet.
2 attacks
Or
automatically.
whatever the
No,
sheet
Jit,
says.
no, Jit just has an extra attack from being level 6 barbarian.
Oh right, yeah, level.
Yes,
Because
he does.
once barbarians hit level 5, they get an extra attack.
Roll to hit.
There's
A s-
18.
That hits. Roll your
Yoo-hoo!
damage. And the fire
13.
and the whatever.
And
I guess
the
you don't get
rage and
you
the
don't get
rage,
sneak attack. You get rage, and you
Yeah,
get if you want to put the holy stuff on it.
Yeah, you
can
get
do that.
you get the zealot blast, the divine fury thing, because it's the first
Yeah.
time you hit a creature.
You should reckless him though next turn because then you can sneak attack.
Also, I think Jit
Yeah, I
would
remember that,
reckless.
yeah.
I remember Jit going reckless all the time, regardless of.
Well, we'll worry
Tactics.
about that next round.
okay, so what am I adding to this? My rage?
The divine fury thing, because it's the first time you hit a creature. if
And
you want,
and
but
if
this is
you want
this is
extra,
the only. I
Yeah.
would recommend you do it because this is the only time it applies. Because it's only on the first time
Alright,
you hit a
so-
creature.
And he should have rage in there as an extra.
Okay, yes. Plus 2. So, 14.
Is it only 2 for a level
19.
6 barbarian?
No, 20. 20 damage, yeah.
20
it's
total?
only 2.
Why do I feel like a barbarian level 6 gets plus 3 to their rage instead of plus
No.
2?
He doesn't get rage 3 until 9th level.
I mean, if you look it up, you can determine. But otherwise, we're going with whatever Paul is seeing on his sheet.
Paul's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Paul's right. It's a 2 because you don't get the plus 3 until 9th level barbarian.
All right,
Alright,
Still,
The
though, that is
werewolf.
still 20 damage.
the werewolf is going to bite and claw.
alright. Have at
Get that
thee.
Constitution save ready.
Have
2.
at thee. This.
I got a 2 on the bite, so no con
con.
there.
Okay. Ha!
And claw.
He kind of just laughs at him as he tries to bite him. Ha!
Claw is a 15.
Nope.
Bitch, you suck!
Nope. Oh, yes.
Nope. Doesn't hit.
What? What's his
What's his
AC?
AC?
It should be 19.
Oh, fuck. Alright, so,
Is
for the
Jit's AC
record,
fucked up too?
yeah. Alright, so this happened to us on our Saturday campaign. For some reason, Roll20 is having trouble with AC. It said
Yeah,
it was
it's true.
14, but it's 19. So everyone's AC is
Well,
should
hold on. What
be-
kind of? Oh yeah, he's got unarmored defense.
Yeah, because
10
barbarian.
plus the dex plus the constitution. So 14, 17. Yeah, it's 17 normally, and I shielded faithed him before this because
Yeah.
I'm a cheaty bastard.
Yeah, so he
Right.
gets the extra 2.
Navi, there are 6 werewolves, 9 wolves, and 1 of the leader werewolf
Alright.
dudes.
um,
All right.
my turn.
Yes.
Alright,
Roll to hit.
okay.
We're all just waiting for him to eventually try to pussy out when he starts getting his ass whooped and he's near death and he tells the pack to attack.
20. I would assume that's a hit.
20 hits. Yes.
So
Did
that-
you
reckless?
did you reckless?
Yeah, I am gonna reckless.
So roll again, just because
Yeah, we need to see if you crit.
it could get a crit.
Nope.
All right,
So that's-
roll your damage though.
I did.
Plus- you also have your rage damage and you have your sneak attack
10.
damage.
Sneak attack. Oh yeah.
Because he has advantage.
God, I love those two play together.
So 6,
Yeah, barbarian
So-
rogue is OP.
Rogue barbarians.
14.
Is that
14
total
damage.
with everything?
Yeah.
All right, roll your second attack.
Wait. Yeah, 16.
16.
8 plus 6 is 14.
plus 2.
Oh, also you do your divine fury too.
You only divine furies on the first time he hits a creature.
Yeah.
Per turn.
Is it per turn?
Yep.
Oh.
I just looked at the thing.
Okay then.
For a
So, yeah,
creature hitting
divine,
each of your turns with a weapon, takes extra damage equal to 1d6 plus half your barbarian level.
yeah, divine
Okay.
fury that
Alright.
shit.
Stop.
Jit is like controlling 3 characters at
23.
once. Yeah, 23 hits.
Alright, so that... 18?
Okay.
18 altogether. Alright, now my turn.
You divine fury?
No, I didn't Divine Fury.
That divine.
You should divine
No,
fury.
Hold on.
Add 4.
Okay. Are you going to use a bonus action?
I am going to miss this guy.
No.
Apparently what you need is a barb rogue. Forget a healer or whatever. We just need a barb rogue in the other one and we'll be good to go.
We need another rogue barbarian.
Yeah. Alright, no, that will end my turn. Oh, actually I am gonna move slightly over here.
Alright.
Not out of his range, but
I mean, even if you wanted to, you could go out of his range without retaliation because you're a rogue with a bonus
that's
action.
Because disengage.
Because
So-
fucking rogue barb.
I'll just go 5 feet right here. Technically, this is 5 feet for some reason.
Alright.
His AC
no,
is
no,
19, right?
No, Paul, you
That
have
is
to
correct.
Paul, you
Remember,
have to
you have
That's
advantage.
5 feet.
Yeah, Paul, you have to remember that the squares on
Yeah,
the map
I know.
itself are 5 by 5 or 10 by 10.
I realized that. So I just moved back 5 feet. No, I'm done. Oh.
Alright. Yeah, you get advantage, remember, on your attack roll.
I rolled an 18 plus,
Yeah.
That hits.
What is my modifier? Oh, well,
You
it doesn't
only
matter.
plus 1,
Okay.
yeah,
So
AC
the
is
bite, let me roll the bite damage.
you gotta make that
1d8
con
plus
save ready.
2. Nine points of damage.
Have
Down.
So that's 4.
4 points of damage, and he has to make the DC.
No,
12
wait,
con
it's
save.
5. Because we said
Oh,
Cause
right, yeah,
not
so enemies
round
it rounds
up.
for us,
So-
it rounds down.
5 points of damage. Not that
Yeah,
1
5
point
points
will
of
make
damage.
any difference.
5 points of damage, and he has to make the DC 12 con save to see if he gets cursed with lycanthropy.
Roll your con save, you jit. See if your
Alright.
dreams are realized or denied.
15.
Yep.
You succeed. You're fine. All right.
You just can't fail.
We remember that we calculated this. Since he has a +6 to his con save, he needs to roll a 5 or lower to actually become a werewolf.
25% chance.
and
Yeah,
the
25% chance.
the swipe misses.
Alright.
Alright.
I assume he moved up to hit him.
Yes.
Alright, Jit.
Alright, Jet is going to swing with his great axe again for 10.
That
That's,
misses.
Reckless.
Oh yeah,
Douglas.
oh yeah, so 17.
that hits.
Alright, hold on, let me do the Divine Fury, plus Rage,
Plus sneak attack.
so,
Fucking stupid. I don't even know why we're going
10,
through this.
12. That's 26 points of damage right there.
Jesus.
Plus
16,
the
yeah,
2.
16. Yeah, 16 plus
the
8.
2. Yep, forgot my Rage.
So
Yeah,
what's
it's
the
26
total?
points of damage total.
As
Jesus.
he goes in with all of his might, again, swings above his head, trying to swing down on him.
Jesus fucking Christ. Alright,
Alright, now your second attack.
do your second attack.
Also reckless.
6. It's a nat 1.
But it was reckless, so you get one more shot.
Oh yeah. 8.
8.
Not
So yeah, that's not gonna work.
That misses.
Still,
All right.
26 is a pretty good start.
I'm gonna roll the bite again.
Alright.
18 plus whatever. I
That
keep
hits,
rolling 18s and 19. So they both hit. Oh, I'm so
Yeah, they
happy.
both hit.
All right, let's roll your con save while I roll the damage.
Yeah, let's get
Alright.
that. Let's see if
16. Ha. Suck
Nope.
no werewolf
Suck
is
it,
in
Trebek.
So that's 8 piercing from the bite.
That's
Uh-huh.
4.
So 4.
Oh shit. I need a dice tray. Six plus 2 is 8. 8 damage from the claw too.
4.
So 4.
Alright, so I'm down to 50.
You've lost a round of a little bit less than a fifth of your.
So I'm at 54. Not bad.
There's glitter all over the werewolf page of my monster manual from the plunger.
Glitter everywhere.
You could tell which pages I use just by which ones have glitter on them.
Alright, good. Time for another epic beatdown.
Let's go, Jit.
Give him that divine ass whooping.
I just realized we wasted so much
Alright.
time going through initiative when it's gonna end like this.
Yeah.
Well, no,
We didn't know that was gonna work.
Yeah, we were also fairly confident that once this dude gets to death's door, he's gonna pussy out and until the pack attack.
That
First one's
hits,
17,
and
the
that
next one's
hits.
20.
So we need 2 rages, 1 divine fury, and 2 sneak attacks.
You
No,
can't
one
attack
sneak
twice in
attack.
the same turn.
Yeah.
1 sneak attack. That's why I corrected it as soon
Alright.
as I said it. 1
Let's
sneak
get that
attack, 1 divine
Divine
fury, and 2 rages.
Alright,
So
okay, so that's 4, 8, 13,
That's a lot of
19,
damage.
23, 25, 37
Jesus fucking
Jesus.
Christ.
in one turn.
get the
Gotta
shit.
be something
Get
to
the
that.
shit. Get the shit.
Alright.
Blue, if you hit the, next time you're doing the turn order, there's a little button all the way at the bottom right, and you can click that and it will go to the next person.
I'll use that if we actually get into full
Yeah,
combat.
yeah.
Because that's a lot of clicking for just the one-on-one.
It is going to 5, 10,
I'm gonna make a...
10 here.
I'm gonna
Okay,
make a
move.
percentile roll. Hold on a minute.
Alright.
To see if he, whether or not he calls on people to join him or if he stands firm to death.
I knew there's gonna be an instance where this fucker pussies out.
We're gonna. We might be able to get the pack to not join him though. You know, because that's.
It doesn't matter. He's not calling for help.
That's why. This is what we prepared for. Though we prepared for him to pussy out, or if this plan didn't work and we didn't get single combat.
So,
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll for him to hit Jit even though he's dying next round. Just in case Jit misses every attack from now on.
Whoa, what the?
Who's sharing the calculator?
Cool.
Oh, shit, sorry.
That's all right.
You guys can see my...
Yeah, we can see your calculator.
how do I end that?
The
I
bite.
don't know.
The button on if you look at your calculator thing on the upper right hand corner, there should be this like VC thing.
Oh, I didn't... Oops.
Oh yeah, there's a VC button that says share. I bet you can just click that again.
Mm-hmm.
The bite misses, the claw hits.
Ooh.
Hold on.
Ooh.
Sorry, guys.
I wonder how many Curse of Strahd games have actually ended with someone befriending the werewolf pack.
Huh? Probably very many, actually.
I was gonna say it's a pretty likely thing, honestly. Once you get rid of the asshole of the group.
Alright, so he missed.
The bite missed, the claw hit for 10 points.
Okay, so I'm at 44 now.
Alright, Jit's turn. I have 4 hit points, so the only way to not die is if you miss both attacks with advantage.
Alright.
Well, now you definitely have 4 hit points. You could have sat there and fudged it and said you still
23.
have, like, 20.
I gave him so many hit points and he's still down. If I fudged it, it would be to the point where he's fucking legendary. So
If
I'm
that's
not gonna fudge it
So,
any longer because I've already fudged it in the starting point.
Well,
Plus, this guy ain't exactly, that big of a deal.
so
apparently not.
hey,
Because he did. He did,
yeah.
son.
He's dead.
I rolled a 23 and got 20 something.
I mean, you did do
damage.
like 30 points a round or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So
As he
he's
crumbles,
dead.
As he crumples, Kurdo will walk back along the track. Look at look the rest of the pack in the eye and say, say to them, "All right, do you accept the outcome?"
They just stand there dumbfounded.
Miles will shout back toward when that Kiro has fallen.
And Ren, oh,
Kurdo's doing one of those
unplugged my
like
headset
I've got
again.
my eye on. sort of,
every
like,
time
hard-eyed
I
squint.
forget,
Are
I
you
bend
not
over and then I
entertained?
pull it out. That
it's like,
sounds
just
very
try to cause trouble.
bad.
Just
Alright.
try to cause trouble here.
Yeah, do it. Make my day.
Alright, my headset back in.
Yeah, make my day.
Yeah, Kurdo's pulling that. Do you accept the outcome? And he's doing it in such a way that says, "Try something. Fuck it." It's like, look at this shit. It's like, who dares? Who dares?
Now the
oppose
next
the
question
outcome?
is what to do with Bianca.
Who dares oppose this outcome?
Yeah, so yeah. Bianca makes upset noises, like howling and shit when he falls, and everyone else is just standing there dumbfounded.
Boo hoo.
Alright, well, I'll wait for a second to,
Everyone is just standing there. Nobody wants to do anything.
I told Wen that Kiro had fallen.
Yeah, Wen went to get Zil.
Okay.
There's just been a few seconds of everyone just staring.
Well, Krillin got Krillined.
Krillin got Krillin.
Eventually
say,
Zil comes back.
Before Zool and Wen come back, Miles will kind of like half whisper to Kurdal, saying, "We have a very large executioner present, and she is bound. We could be rid of Bianca if we so choose." So we have a creature here that is designed to be an executioner.
Yeah, the Minotaur.
And since she's restrained, you would have advantage on any attack roll against her.
And he's got a plant-killing axe.
Yeah, so it would.
Kurdal just gives Miles Kurdal just gives him Miles. Like, really, man?
Yes.
Really?
Yes, really.
I'm not. Ellen nods in approval.
No, you're not. It's like he's like no. He's like no, not doing that. He's like, thank you for your opinion. I will take it under advisement.
I recognize you have made a decision. Given that it is a stupid decision, I've elected to ignore it.
Yes. You may turn in all complaints to the circular file.
Hey, Miles don't give a fuck. Alright, so Zool and Wen have come.
They step forward in front of everybody but there's wait, I didn't move them enough. Hold on.
Just a little bit farther.
There. They stand at the top of the stairs.
Colonel says, "Good news, everyone. Meet your new leaders."
I will have all of my servants bow toward Zool and Wen.
Oh my god.
Including the Minotaur. All 6 of them are going to turn toward these two and bow.
And Zool is just like, so yeah, guys, if you don't want them to kill you, you should probably just, agree to not follow in Kirill's footsteps. She's very clearly very shaken right now, like her speech is like
Going from being a prisoner to being the leader tend to do that to you.
Yeah, that's a pretty drastic change.
Especially considering that when her mate tried to shake up the leadership, he disappeared at Strahd's hand.
Mm-hmm.
She's just like, so, yeah, we're totally,
She actually uses the word totally.
Yeah, we're totally going to, not do what Kirill was doing. And then in the background, you hear Bianca being like, fuck you, bitch! It's not your pack to lead!
Say one more word and I will have your tongue.
Then take it. I don't care. I'm not going to bow to her.
As soon as she says
Let me do
then,
it.
I
Let me do
walk up and I fucking cut it out of her mouth.
Ah.
Let me do it. Unless Kurdal stops me, as soon as she finishes the word then, I will start walking up.
Kurdal will attempt to stop you.
All you need to do is just step between them.
Oh, boo.
Kurdal will catch you at the time.
Boo.
As soon as Kurdal steps up, Miles will halt.
Mm-hmm. Kurdal will say, "All right," turn and say, "All right, Zuleika, I leave everyone and everything to your capable hands. We're gonna go collect the children and go and take them back to their home."
Oh yeah, guys, that's another thing. We're no longer, taking children from the neighboring town because they will come back.
Because that's why we came here in the first place. However, we'll also see if maybe we can get some sort of arrangement between you and your neighbor and your neighbors so you can live in something resembling peace. And perhaps maybe a little bit more comfortable than living in a cave.
I
Kurdal, these are
mean,
potential soldiers that we can use against Strahd when the battle comes.
we feel more comfortable as wolves in the den, really.
I
We
completely
don't
understand
really,
that.
we
I
don't
was
really
thinking more
want
along
a
the
better
lines
arrangement.
I was thinking more along the lines of getting stuff like blankets or something like that.
Oh,
Just making your life here a little nicer.
I mean, we won't say no to blankets.
Yeah.
But I'd rather
we'll talk to the leaders of the town.
I'd rather not go and do any negotiations myself, though. We'll stick
will
to
negotiate
ourselves.
with you.
We'll stick to ourselves,
We will
and
negotiate on your behalf.
you can do whatever you want that doesn't hurt us.
Mm-hmm. That sounds fair.
Fine.
All right, let's go pick up the children.
Alright, so they're all, like, sobbing and screaming and, like, traumatized level. Like, they're not, like, quiet children, by the way.
Oh,
yeah,
also,
Do the best Miles will do the best he can because he's been in their position in a way. He knows how it feels to be lost and afraid as a child.
Kurdal will also make it clear that Zool can do whatever she wants with Bianca.
Miles will do the best he can to try and calm the children with Smalls. His pet rat.
Wait. Before we go back to the children, if you're saying to do what you want with Bianca, before you go to the children, she's gonna look at Miles and be like, can you please deal with her then, so that I don't have to deal with killing her? She's not going to submit. She'll literally fight to her death if she has to.
Happily. And then I will just hold my hand up and snap my fingers, and the Minotaur will come walking up.
Oh gosh.
The Minotaur will raise its axe, the plant-killing axe above its head.
Kurdal is walking away from all this. You know, heading back towards the children.
Yeah, I would recommend Kurdal not watch this. And just full-on executioner style, just... head off.
And then when you're done, after a moment of, like, you know, everyone has, like, a moment of, like, stunned silence, you know, taking in the fact that that just happened. Then, after that, then Zool will be like, can you please maybe help dispose of the bodies before the children start walking out?
I will.
Because I can't imagine that helping the situation.
And Jit will help too.
Cool. So the bodies, I'm assuming you're dumping back in the lake?
No,
That's why they're drinking.
I was gonna say, cause then
that's what I
she'll
was about to say, like,
probably
I'm not putting them in the water.
she'll probably protest if you start putting them in the lake again.
I'm not putting them in
We
the
should
water.
probably just dump them somewhere outside the cave.
Yeah, I'm not even putting them in the cave. That's the thing I was gonna do. It's like, I will walk every single one of these corpses out of the cave.
Alright.
And then
Right.
I will go, and then, if...
Unless the wolves want to eat them.
He asked me to take care of all the corpses, right?
Yes.
Not just the ones that I'm...
Yeah, no,
controlling?
she's like, can you please just get rid of anything?
Alright, I will take the 6 that I have, I will walk them out of the cave, and I will dispel them so that they just collapse as corpses and bones away from the cave, a good distance from the cave, and then I'll come back and get the other bodies that we put in the lake, and any of the rest of the corpses, and I'll just keep casting Animate Dead until I have all of them.
Jit will help you carry them wherever you're carrying them to do
I'm gonna
this.
cast Animate Dead on a bunch of them and just let them walk out on their own.
Kurdal is gonna go up. You said it was one of the kids was already a werewolf, right?
Yes.
Ask them if there's a cure.
Well,
Can
Kurdal's
the
going to ask the
transformation be
kid,
reversed?
you know, like, you know, you've been given a curse here. Would you like to stay here or go home?
I mean, you're talking to the kid, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to stay with them. Why would I
figured
want to
as
stay
much.
with them?
I figured as much. Kurdal having changed his spell list overnight because Cleric
I was
didn't do
also just
that.
dragging Kurdal, so I'm gonna go put him back where he was.
He'll try remove curse, which I believe I am at the level to cast.
Alright, what does it say? How does it work? Is it a roll? Is it a automatic? What is it?
At your touch, all curses affecting one creature or object end. If the object is a cursed magic item, its curse remains. The spell breaks its owner's attunement, so we can remove or discard it. It just ends curses.
Alright.
I don't know if that would be enough to end this thing, though.
Yeah,
It's only a 3rd level spell. That seems a little bit easy to remove. You know, like I'm hoping that if the kids had been recently turned, that he might be able to still be affected by it.
Well, according to this, the book actually says that, where did it go?
alright, I have dealt with all of the corpses that I
Thank
can
you.
control.
Well, here it
Yeah.
is. She joined. Blah 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 blah. Casting remove curse ends his lycanthropy.
Oh, cool.
Hey, it works.
So yeah.
Alright. And I think that should probably be about it because I know that Paul's having.
Yes.
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep.
Do you want to do wrap up or do you need to go now?
I can do wrap up.
All right. Well, you know the order, everybody.
Oh, right, I always go first with wrap up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was tons of fun. I actually really like the fact that, for once we had a plan work out very, very well, if I might say so.
Well, it was kind of an improv. Kurtal was like, hey, which I didn't expect to happen. Oh, sorry.
It's just, I just think it's impressive that we finally made a plan, stuck with the plan, and the plan worked. Because I can tell you from our experience, my experience at the winery, and learning that you guys had been there prior, you guys aren't exactly that good at planning, and then all that good at sticking to said plan.
Isn't this the first time that you've managed to avoid a combat situation through alternative planning too?
More
think
or
so.
less.
Yeah, more or less.
I think, yeah. We
This
had
is the
the
first time-
opposite problem where we've created a conflict situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first time I think we were actually diplomatic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so proud of you.
I will say though that I do think it'd be incredibly cool if before we left here, if we asked them if when the time comes for us to battle Strahd, if they will follow us into battle. I think that'd be dope as hell. And Miles, just as a person, thinks that more soldiers in that battle would be better than just the group. The more hands on our side to fight someone said to be so powerful, the better.
Well, you can determine that next session.
Otherwise, I had a super, super fun time, and I did enjoy the fact that we went through this whole thing with initiative, expecting that our plan would not work, only to realize that this entire massive ass initiative order is fucking worthless.
That took so long.
And then we did nothing with it.
There we go. It's all gone.
It's gone now, yay. Yeah,
We
super,
only
super
killed
fun.
5 of the werewolves.
Yeah, technically.
True.
All right.
We did.
Are you done with your wrap up?
Yep.
Paul.
I really enjoyed this. It had a lot of fun role-playing bits. I really like the fact. I really like the fact that it. You know, just the fact that the taunting worked and not. And I'm also kind of. Found just how thoroughly Jit spanked his. You know, the big bad werewolf. It was this was a great mix of combat and role-playing, and it was great.
Jid is too fucking OP.
It's probably a good. You know, it's probably for the best that he's.
Yeah.
I like Diet's idea. Just throw a fireball and hope for the best.
Yeah, right.
If only we had a character that could cast fireball.
Also, I feel like Fireball wouldn't even be as effective as a fucking Jit.
True.
Fireball would be just as effective as Jit for the instance that it is cast, because if they're clumped up together like they are now, you could probably almost one-shot like an entire group of them in with one spell casting.
Anyways. Kurtal, any final thoughts?
No, I think I hit most of my stuff.
Alright. Other Paul.
I had a lot of fun. Again, a lot of good role play and combat. I was surprised at that spontaneous, unplanned, partly unplanned truce or single combat with the
duel.
With the leader. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work, and I was surprised that it did, and it helped the situation where we have possible allies, which is amazing. Yeah, I don't even have a bad thing. It was good all around.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I will plug my uh, my Twitter here in a second. That's it.
All right.
Oh, and next week is Seeds of Chaos, my campaign that I'm DMing, and we start an hour early. So,
Or we try to.
yeah, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
I was like Eastern Central Time. Okay, so hello everybody. I'm Blue Dalek. If you don't know who I am, I don't know how you're here. Thank you for watching. Next week will be run by Paul, as he just said, and we will be an hour off, which would, in my time, because I run on Central Time, so is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time was when it starts. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time is when Strahd starts every other week. So yeah. Sorry, Deets, or you gotta watch the VOD, I suppose, so that you can watch in 2 weeks and know what's going on, huh?
Yeah.
Huh? You can watch next week too. Anyways, thank you all for coming. I was glad that despite the fact that we wasted time on initiative, I didn't actually have to use it. To be
I
honest.
bet.
I'm excited to see how certain things work out. Like, you don't know where all the children are from. You'll soon find out that some of them may not be returnable to home. And I'm excited to see the conclusion of Jit not one-shotting everything. So yeah, tune in next week, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, for some Seeds of Chaos, where you'll see Aza, Habu, and Merrick? Kenneth. Is Merrick...
Troll.
I was gonna say his Merrick
Yeah.
troll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Paul plays his generalized role of goody two-shoes yet again. Thanks for watching, and as always, go unsafely. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right.
There the